this is an exciting week for everybody, I think, but especially for us. For those of us up here that have been looking forward to football being back, have been excited, thinking about everything all preseason, making your picks based on who's good on paper, all these things, thinking about theoretical football. Now it's time to react, to commentate, to make content about real football. This week, we are going to see the Philadelphia Eagles lose to the Dallas Cowboys to start the season on Thursday.
The wait is over. We're finally here. The season is back.
It's going to be a great week for us up here on this show. How are y'all feeling?
Don't try to ever speak on the champs. Don't speak on it.
Hey, man.
Oh, man.
Oh, I'm locked in.
Who's quarterback 2 for your team right now?
I'm locked in.
Who's who?
Who's quarterback 2 right now?
Tanner McKee? Oh, no, he's
Cornerback.
corner.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I mean, don't speak on the champs. don't speak on the champs.
And he's going to guard George Pickens?
Don't speak on the champs.
Cooked.
I say that like my team is going to lose to the Chiefs the next day. But as you guys see by the title, today we are here to give one bold prediction for every single NFL team season. Something that we think can happen. So it's basically a hot take. We might be a little bit out there in terms of like giving like the best case scenario, but one thing that we think is in the realm of possibility, and it's a fun prediction for every team.
Hell yeah.
But before we get to that, we got to talk about week 1 of the NFL season, which is beginning the day this comes out on Thursday. This will be coming out the day of, like I said, Philadelphia Eagles versus Dallas Cowboys. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Brazil game. We're going to talk about everything else happening week 1. Give you guys an hour of preview, an hour of bold predictions, a full jam-packed episode talking about real football that's going to be happening.
Oh, I'm locked in. I'm locked in. The Eagles just put out the hype video for 2025. I'm locked in.
Yeah. I see it coursing through your veins.
Let's go. Let's line up. Oklahoma drill right now. You and me. Let's go.
Let's get right into it. Cue the intro music.
Touchdown! Unbelievable!
Before we get to our week 1 preview, talking through all the storylines we're excited to see this week, Mo, what did you learn this week? What are we talking about on this week's rendition of The Mo You Know?
Mo You Know, where every single week I come up on here and tell you guys what I found out about the NFL. So this week I was thankfully, gracefully invited to a fantasy football league.
Yep.
By you guys, by the community. Now, I've never done no type of fantasy in my entire life before, ever. So it was a new experience. And boy, I tell you, when I found out that the day of it was happening, I was panicking. Why? Because I didn't fucking prepare, bro. I never did no fantasy in my goddamn life. I don't know anything. I don't know a lick about fantasy. But I knew I had to put my foot first, my best foot forward. And with that being said, generational masterclass. But boy, did I have so much fucking fun. And now I will say, I understand why people have whole channels, whole sections of their day, whole parties and events dedicated to football fantasy. And man, oh man, I got some criticism. You had like a live group chat, so it was fucking hilarious. People seeing like my how my draft went on as time went on, and
so
he's
talking about his fantasy football league. The good thing for you guys is this is going to be the official house call league that we keep up with, and we show you guys our updates every week. Me, Mo, and Donovan are all in this league, as well as a bunch of our friends that do podcasts. We got Kenny and D Mills from Numbers on the Board. We got a few of the guys from Pick a Side. We got, who else in this? Nerd Sesh is in it. Jokic Joestar is in it. And Spanor are all in it. We got 12 podcast dorks in this league. And, Mo's telling you about his disaster class of his first fantasy draft. I'm going to do one better. I'm going to show you his first fantasy draft.
Please.
And I'm going to show you Don's team, my team. You guys are going to get the full recap of what happened in this fantasy league. And every week we get an update. So, got the full draft board right here. Pulled up. Big thing. Well, let's look at Donovan's team first. Donovan's here. Donovan at pick 5 in this draft. Donovan, why don't you talk us through what was going through your mindset and how your team shaped out?
So really, in a lot of my drafts, I want to go get Gibbs. He won me my league. He was a fantastic player for me last year. I wanted him again. So I got him at pick 5. If you look in the second round, I was thinking about taking Brock Bowers, but I honestly wasn't too sold. I really wanted Jonathan Taylor. However, as you can see, he was sniped right before me.
No, he went right after you.
No.
Yeah, look.
Oh, yeah, because we're coming back.
It's coming back around. Yeah.
Oh, facts.
Oh, yeah.
So you made the decision to pick Bowers over Taylor.
I forgot I did
Jacobs, London, and AJ Brown right before you.
I forgot I did that.
That's how I was creating false narratives.
I really was. That is crazy. But yeah, either way, Bowers was on the board, and
You debated it hard.
yeah, it was a tough debate. Having somebody who's going to be that good at that position gives you such an advantage over everybody else. So I was like, maybe I could fill in the holes. But then I end up with Tyrone Tracy as my RB2 because none of the other running backs like anywhere else I really liked. Yeah. And then I saw somebody take Mahomes, people were taking because we're coming back.
Yeah, Josh Allen and Lamar.
Josh Allen and Lamar, they went, and I was like, okay, the quarterback run is here. I just don't want to get stuck without one of the elite quarterbacks. So then that goes my top 3.
Sorry, you just
everything else is like
for fantasy purpose, Jalen is an elite quarterback.
Yeah, okay. But everything else is like.
So why don't you read your whole team off to people?
So I got Jahmyr Gibbs, Brock Bowers, Jalen Hurts, Marvin Harrison Jr., Zay Flowers, Calvin Ridley, Tyrone Tracy, Jordan Addison, Josh Downs, Ramondre Stevenson, Rashad Bateman, Nick Chubb, Kyle Williams. I got the Texans defense and then Hunter Henry.
How do you grade your draft? How do you feel about it personally afterwards, looking back at this team?
The actual draft, I feel like C+, B- at best.
Yeah, I was thinking C.
Yeah. It's not great. And I remember texting you guys in the moment. I was like, I hate my team. But I really hate it because I don't have a solid RB2. However, one thing about me, I like to wheel and deal.
Yeah, true.
So people will be hearing from me. They will be getting DMs. If I can make one trade, get another RB, I'll feel fine. So, but yeah.
Gibbs, Bowers, Hurts, having the strong onesie positions plus Gibbs. That's a nice floor. I like that start. Marvin Harrison and Zay Flowers are your 2 top receivers right after that. Kind of scare me just because I have all the faith in the world in Marvin Harrison being better than we saw in year 1.
But if it doesn't happen.
But if Drew Petzing still makes him play like Nico Collins, doesn't move around the formation at all, he's just straight X wide receiver playing on the outside, running goes, and just they use him in a very boring way that maybe he's not best suited in a run first offense to be a volume scorer. That could get scary. I'm kind of iffy on that. And same thing with Zay Flowers. They just don't throw the ball enough. That if he does have this crazy season, which we know he's capable of, your team, it could be nice. But I'm worried about both of them not necessarily having the highest ceiling.
Yeah, it's clearly a gamble, but I feel like especially after, like once you make the decision to take a quarterback in the first 3 rounds, you do have to start taking some flyers just because you're not going to get that like tier 3 of skill position players. So I'm okay taking Harrison, and especially when like I'm right in the middle, and so like I can get I'm not like breaking tiers, like, you know, because my picks are like 24 above, so it's like a very solid, steady.
Mine were wide.
It's a stream of talent, but it's a very high upside team. I think if Marvin Harrison plays well, and Calvin Ridley in the 6th round, I actually really like that pick. I tried to get Calvin Ridley in as many leagues as possible. Yeah, because as Cam Ward is going to throw to Calvin Ridley, so like even if the yards aren't there or the touchdowns aren't there, on receptions alone, the opportunity.
And this is full PPR, by the way. We should mention that.
Yeah,
I think it's bold to go. Like you said, if you're making the decision to go QB top 3 rounds, you already know you're going to miss out on a comparable level of running back or receiver. But to go both onesies is bold. You got to feel good about your mid round picks, and I can see why that went solid but not great, and that's why you're like feeling iffy about it.
Yeah, it's a dice roll. You know what you have to do when you go that strategy, and it is what it is.
Ooh, when do quarterbacks usually get drafted in this fantasy stuff?
So you either pick somebody in like the 2nd or 3rd round, or like 3rd and 4th. In this draft, they all went 3rd round.
Yeah.
Allen, Lamar, Hurts. The premier quarterbacks go there, or you wait a long time and go a quarterback in the late rounds, like 9 or so, maybe 8 in the high end, because after those first elite guys, the rest are all kind of similar, and they go run them. You went Zay Flowers over Ted McMillan by 1, and got sniped. You gave Kenny Ted McMillan in round 5. That's the one that's gonna bite you, I think.
I was very scared, and I'm upset. I'm upset that I moved the way that I did, because if we did it over again, I would take Ted.
If you took Ted there, I would feel much better about your team. And not to say I feel badly about Zay Flowers, but I try to get Ted in every league I could. He didn't come back to me in the 5th round.
I was moving scary.
So I got Ted in almost every league but this one. Okay, so then bottom half, Addison, Downs, solid floor receivers, but Addison comes back from the issues. Stevenson, Bateman, Chubb, Kyle Williams. I like Kyle Williams a lot. That's a good late round flyer.
Yeah, that's a great pick.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Let's go to my team real fast before we get to Mo's aforementioned first draft. In first round, I had the 10th pick. I went Amon-Ra, which was between him and Puka. And coincidentally, Puka came back to me in the 2nd round. I love starting off with these 2 elite receivers. And I drafted from this late 1st round spot a lot this year. And in almost every single draft, Jaden Daniels fell to me at the 3rd round. And I said, he's the one quarterback that I think if he's there, I'll pick him. But like, I won't pick Hurts in this round. But I think Jaden Daniels has that ceiling that I'm like, he could be quarterback 1 or 2. That if he's there at the end of the third, I'll take him. If not, I'll wait to the end. And I usually pick Dak. But he was there, so I went the 2 elite receivers, Jaden Daniels, and then like I mentioned, I get Tet in the 5th round of every draft. I get Kenneth Walker in the 4th round of every single draft I do, and I feel great about him as our RB1, catching passes now underneath the new offense with Clint Kubiak. If he stays healthy, I think he'll be a running back 1, so I feel great about these top 4 picks. Essentially, best case scenario for me, first 4 picks. I think it'll be 2 top 6 receivers, elite quarterback, someone I think will be an RB1. The part of the draft that I'm most worried about, I'll give myself a B- for the draft, or maybe just B. I feel pretty good about it. David Montgomery, RJ Harvey. This will define my draft. I came around here. I only had 1 running back at this turn, and I was looking around. The next running backs that went after this were Aaron Jones, who, older side, going to be 31 this season, and Jordan Mason's there. And then what other running backs went? Swift, which I'm good, and then Brian Robinson. So I was kind of at the point where there really wasn't great running back picks.
Exactly.
So I went with the floor with Montgomery, who a lot of people are talking about the fact that people are assuming Gibbs is going to get way more touches with the new OC. And I feel like people are kind of wishing that into existence. And maybe that will happen. It probably will. He'll probably get more touches than he did before under Ben Johnson. But David Montgomery is David Montgomery. I feel like he's going to pace himself to be RB15 like always, like every single year. He plays at an RB1 level when he's healthy, but misses a few games. So I said, he gives me a floor, and RJ Harvey, I pray to God you become a star. You give me the ceiling. But I can see both of those not going well. And if those picks miss, and if Chris Olave gets another concussion and retires, this little 5 through 7 range could kill me.
The Harvey one is the one where honestly I like that pick more than the Monty pick.
Yeah.
For all the reasons that you said. Because if Harvey ends up being what everybody thinks he's gonna be, and now you have Daniels, St. Brown, Puka, and Harvey with Kenneth, that's a dangerous team.
Yeah. I only went Montgomery because George Pickens and T-Mac went right before that pick. And those are the 2 receivers I love in round 5. They were both gone. So I was like, I could pick another receiver. I could pick Rome or DJ Moore. I'm just scared of which one's going to be the guy there. So I was like, he's safe. RJ Harvey's a swing. That's a nice little balance that I'm hoping one of them becomes my consistent running back too.
Yes. Now, we're burying the lead.
What's the lead?
We got to give everybody what they came here for, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the rest of my draft will go through Chris Olave as my second flex. This is a 2-flex league. Tucker Kraft as my tight end, which I feel great about him having a leap. And then at the end, I got Cam Scatabo, Tank Bigsby, Luther Burden, Javonte Williams, Trey Harris, who I already dropped Trey Harris, and I picked up Christian Kirk and Benson. So that's my bench that I feel pretty good about this week there.
Yeah, the Luther pick is cool. Trey Harris, listen, I might have to go make him quick move, get Trey Harris on the team.
Go for it. But yeah, I think between Tank, Bigsby, and Cam Scatabo, I hope one of them becomes the RB1. As long as one of them becomes playable, I feel good about this bench.
I really like the Tucker Kraft pick. In another league that we're in, as soon as the draft was over last night, I was hitting people up. I was trying to trade for Tucker Kraft. Yeah. He's nice.
So I feel good about my team. I think I'll be a contender, but I don't know if it's the best team just because of that mid-round question mark for me. People are scared of Chris Olave because the Saints. I'm not that scared. I believe in Kellen Moore. Obviously, if he gets concussion, I'm fucked. But as far as like his production with Rattler, I feel decent about him being wide receiver 17 or whatever.
I like Spencer Rattler. He's better than what people think about.
Yeah, he's not Daniel Jones. He can throw the ball. Like I'm not super worried about Olave. I know would I want the wide receiver 2 in that offense? Probably not. But Olave, I think, is going to be a target machine.
Yeah.
Mo, let's get to you.
Oh shit.
Here we are with Mo's team. Mo had the 7th pick in this draft.
What was going through your mind?
I will say, you started off extremely hot. Neighbors Drake London. I love Drake London. You came out on fire.
Yes, I was pretty much on par, bro. I was looking at my next door neighbor, seeing what was going on, and it was just pretty much a vibe check. And then afterwards, I started to feel a lot of panic when I saw the quarterbacks go ahead and start getting taken. I was like, well, fuck, am I supposed to get a quarterback now? Fine, whatever, I'll go ahead and do that. Afterwards, this is where all hell broke loose. The panic, the floodgates has started to like barrel through and cave in. And so I think going at the end of the season, I don't think it will be as bad, but Braylon Allen, for where I picked him at, terrible. And then it got even worse with Austin Eckler. Oh boy. Now I will say, when it comes to Austin Eckler, oh no, actually it wasn't that pick. It was another pick. It was another pick afterwards where I actually turned on the auto simulator one, and so I wasn't even able to pick my pick, and it just like picked for me.
I think Brendan Strange you picked by accident.
Yeah, I think it was that one.
Did you try to queue him up and it drafted?
No, I don't think so, at least. But that could have been a possibility.
So, okay, we're bearing the lead here. She went neighbors London, which is nice. Pat Mahomes round 3, which is a reach a little bit. Like, if you want a quarterback, I would pick Jane Daniels over him. But, Mahomes goes around 4 or 5.
I'm trying to see, like, this is my first draft, so I'm trying to see, like, what really works. I'm not sure how to go ahead and win these things just yet.
Yeah.
I know necessarily it's not, like, the best players off rip who goes, but I'm just like, okay, I know he's going to give me some level of production.
Yeah.
Safe.
Mahomes isn't a terrible pick. It's a reach, but it's Mahomes. He'll probably have a bounce back from what he was the past couple years in fantasy, and I think he'll be better. Brandon Allen goes in about round 10. Is this ADP? I don't even know how the fuck you got here. You had to
No,
scroll
you know what I did? I went ahead, opened up my Googles. I said, fantasy draft steals. Brandon Allen, say less. You got it. Welcome to my team.
And he is a steal in the 11th round.
Exactly.
Drafting him in the 4th round is insane. Mike Evans went right after. Chuba Hubbard went right after. That was nut shit. Eckler, same thing.
Now,
Colson Love
I will say, hold on. I feel like I was cooking. Fuck Col. Now, shout out to Colson Love. I'm happy with that pick. I probably should have picked him later. But the pick that I'm most proud of is that man right there in Buffalo, Keon Coleman. I feel really good about him.
I think you can feel decent about that in the 8th round. I mean, I don't think he's particularly good. I'm kind of scared that maybe we're not going to see him ever be fantasy relevant. But if you believe in the talent, you think let's make a leap? Okay. Brendan Strange and Colson Love back-to-back, double tight ends, top 7 rounds. Diabolical. After the double backup running backs, diabolical. Romeo Dobbs, diabolical. Najee Harris, round 10, backup running back to the Chargers, diabolical.
Yeah.
A third tight end.
Chiga Kongwu, 11th round, diabolical.
Listen, man, I was seeing, look, at that point in time when I picked Chig, I saw that, okay, how many tight ends did he pick? Okay, I need another tight end right now.
Spoiler alert, you only need a roster of 1.
I know.
Maybe 2 if you just really like another guy, but you will only need the roster of 1. 3's crazy. If I was you, I would say go drop Chiga Kongwu right now while we record. Pick up whatever the best receiver is.
He goes defense.
Nah, I will say I got auto-simmed again when it comes to defense. I didn't even pick. Oh, I think I ran out of time. I didn't even pick defense, bro.
Shout out Rico Dowdle. You have gems of backup running back handcuffs. Now the problem is you don't have starting running backs to start. But when Breece Hall gets hurt, when Bijan Robinson misses
from
the
week
game,
9 on, he's gonna make a run.
he's cooking. Wait, I was gonna say when Chuba Hubbard gets hurt, but I don't even know if Rico Dowdle is gonna dominate the touches in that scenario. So I don't even know if that's gonna be the case.
Then took Stroud again after he took Mahomes.
Shout out Stroud.
Yeah, man. I saw people go ahead and select their backup QB, and I was like, well, fuck it, man. I need one too. Again, no game plan, no strategy, just straight fear and anxiety. That's the game plan right there. And this was the product.
Listen, man, your wide receivers are amazing. I'll give you that.
Looking at Austin Eckler makes me want to throw the fuck up, bro. I looked at his stats a couple of days ago, right after this, and I just started crying, bro. Bro, he's like 30. Why?
Solid 9th round pick.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. You guys can look at the rest of these teams if you guys want to see. If you guys want to pause it, everybody else in this league, you can see everybody's team.
Damn, man.
This is hilarious.
Well, listen, you got to start somewhere. Yeah. Shout out your first fantasy football experience.
I think week to week, is it like head-to-head matchups as well between everyone in this?
Like you'll have one player whose team you go against every week.
And
so I think this week I go up against you first.
You do. I'm up against Dell's week 1. I'm at 47% chance to win. He's projected 126. I'm projected 123. Let me see if I can pull up yours. I've never used Sleeper on the desktop.
Just go to league.
Where's league? Oh, okay. Desktop Sleeper is weird. Yeah. Mo has a 38% chance of winning week 1 per Sleeper.
The lowest percentage out of everyone.
Projected 101.
Let me know. Gucci product. Which belt you want? Which one?
I'm gonna go to your childhood house and I'm bring up a belt that you haven't seen in years.
Mind you, this is a league with 2 flex spots.
Yeah.
And you're projected 101.
Yeah, I have the lowest rating.
Mind you, Donovan's only projected 115. That's also trash.
And he's the second one.
And he's projected to beat your ass.
It's ass to ass, bro.
Donovan's projected the second lowest score, and he's projected to beat the brakes off you.
Because it's not even about that. I'm about the trades. I'm about the experience. Fantasy football is a communal thing. So all of these people, you will be getting calls from me. You will be getting texts and DMs. Understand what this is about.
Jack Yokososar drafted Quinshawn Judkins at RB2, and he's projected 20 more points than you.
Jesus Christ.
That's okay. Ain't no problem.
Oh, 10 more than you, but 20 more than Mo.
Ain't no problem.
I'm projected 123. Now the projections matter. If I want to get to 125, I can start Javonte Williams, who they project to be at 12.56. Yeah. I'm torn between starting him or RJ Harvey week 1, just because RJ Harvey is going to presumably start slower as a rookie and earn touches as he goes. But I'm like, do I really want to start Javonte Williams week 1? No, I don't want to do that. That's just gross.
It'll be all right.
Yeah.
This is
Oh.
I
sad.
love this.
So that is our TD3. I mean, house call fantasy league. We'll
Mhm.
keep you guys up to date with that every single week. I hope Mo wins the league.
I pray he does it.
I pray he
Listen,
does.
after the first 2 rounds, you thought I was cooking.
I did.
And then I let everyone down.
I was like, Drake. I love Drake London. I got him in our home league with our college friends.
Yeah.
I got Drake London in round 2, and I was like, yes, he's gonna be wide receiver 3. So I was high on your team.
Damn, man.
And you let me down.
And then he sold.
We'll see.
I love it.
We're going to take a quick break from the show to tell you guys about our friends over at Factor. If you're listening to the show, I know one thing is certain. You like sports. And if you like sports, you got to spend a lot of time watching. And for me, I got to spend a ton of time watching sports and a ton of time editing videos about sports. When I'm not doing one of those things, I'm trying real hard to stay healthy, live an active lifestyle. And a big part of that is making sure I have healthy meals to eat. And Factor has done so much to make that easier on me by completely eliminating the guesswork out of eating. Factor's ready-made meals are not only convenience, they also taste good, which is the number one thing for me. In just 2 minutes in the microwave, I have a ready-made meal that will support whatever goals I have for that month. Right now, I'm preparing a serving of their truffle butter filet mignon, which is exactly as delicious as it sounds. And if that sounds appealing to you, like it does to me, there's plenty more where that comes from, because Factor just doubled the size of its menu with double the seafood and protein options. And on top of it being its biggest menu yet, Factor has also introduced its healthiest menu yet with so many options, I can't even keep up with them. Whatever diet or goals you have, Factor will have a meal for you. I use Factor to stay on top of my goals, make sure I'm supplementing my gym routine with a good food routine, and I cannot recommend it enough to you as well. So if you want to give Factor a try, head to factor75.com or click the link below and use promo code HouseCallFB50 to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code HouseCallFB50 at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year. This offer is only valid for new Factor customers that use the code and have qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. I hope you guys enjoy Factor as much as we all do up here. And with that being said, we appreciate you taking this break with us. Let's get you back to the show. So with that being said, let's get to actual football. Let's preview week 1. So we don't have the time to go through every single game, like give like all of our predictions. So I think what we're going to do is go through the schedule and talk about the games that we're looking forward to, what storylines we're looking at. And then at the end, Donovan has a little special segment we're going to do. But let's start with one game we had to talk about, the game that's coming out, a game that's happening the day this episode comes out. Cowboys versus Philadelphia Eagles.
Hell yeah.
Donovan, how are you feeling about week 1? What are you looking at?
I'm looking at what banners I'm gonna buy, like which replica ones I'm gonna put up in the house. I'm looking at, I don't know, just a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not really worried about Dallas right now. However, I'm not. I know that they're locked in. Me personally, I'm chilling. I think that like for the Eagles, this is one. Is the offense going to look better? Because there were times last year where the passing game wasn't amazing throughout the year. So do those things look better? Do we look like we're going to be on track to have not only the most explosive rushing attack, but also a very, very explosive passing attack? Because if the passing attack can get to a top 8 unit in the league, I mean, this is by far going to be the best offense in the league by a mile. So like that's 1. 2,
By
quarterback
a mile. I'd relax there, but yeah, you're right. You're right.
is going. Yes,
The
Trey,
Ravens are going to be filthy again. That's what I'm saying.
Come on,
A mile, the Ravens are going to be unstoppable again.
fine, a kilometer, whatever.
Is a kilometer longer or shorter than a mile?
I think it's
American brain here. I don't remember. It's shorter, right?
I think it's shorter.
It is shorter. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 1. 2 is the story that we've been talking all year long or all summer long. Cornerback 2. This is going to be one of the better tests that you're going to face in terms of having CD on one side, George Pickens on the other side, a team that's probably going to be down and has to throw. So they're going to get targeted because they were targeted a lot in the entire preseason. So whether you're having Adoree Jackson or Jacorian Bennett or Keely Ringo, everybody is going to go and try to get snaps there. So we'll see what happens at that point. And then number 3, how does the pass rush look? Does do we feel like moving forward with the ascension of all of the younger players like a Nolan Smith, like a Jalix Hunt, like a Mora or Jomo on the interior, are all those people looking like we had a successful camp? Now we're going to move forward and we don't really have any more questions on the D line. Those are the 3 things that you have to look for on the Eagles side going into week 1.
Yeah. I'm most excited about the secondary. Vic Fangio is obviously one of the most creative defensive minds in the sport. He is like he's a source of a lot of innovation across the league, and I think he's going to be a good. That's the exact name I want to see have the first at bat at guarding this George Pickens CeeDee Lamb duo, because he's obviously going to throw a lot of attention at CeeDee Lamb, and I'm very curious who he decides to assign to each side cornerback wise, because he's going to run a lot of combination coverages, running cover 6 or whatever. So he has 2 quarters on the side of CeeDee Lamb, bracketing him that way. Is he going to want to put his better corner on the cover 2 side of a cover 6 against George Pickens, because he wants to put more help towards CD and put the guy that's alone, the more talented corner, over by George Pickens? Or is he going to say running cover 2 and a cover 6, just running the flats is the easier route, so we put our weaker corner there? If that's the case, I think George Pickens is going to fucking feast. So I'm sure that's the thing he's going through his mind right now, is like how to deploy these DBs, how to combine hiding a guy in scheme versus hiding a guy in terms of talents.
Yeah, the deployment of everybody is also really interesting, because like you've seen throughout camp, like Makuba, he had a very good preseason, had a big flash in his first game against Cleveland. And so I think one of the big things about the secondary is like, if you can be extremely versatile and everybody can play every position, and if Makuba or whoever's playing the safety alongside of Reed, if whoever's playing that is solid, then now we can move around DeJean. And I like having him in the nickel is obviously going to be like super key, and they're going to do it a lot. But like, can you have Makuba back there and then DeJean here and really shore up everything? I want to see how many different looks, how many different places can we put everybody. So that's one on Philly's side. For Dallas's side is like, what does Brian Schottenheimer look like? Yeah, as a head, this is a first time head coach. You have the entire team has been turned upside down, which honestly, maybe that's not true, because it sounds like nobody really liked Michael Parsons. So maybe they're like, hey,
really,
it is what it is. Yeah, like he wasn't the most like well liked person.
As soon as he got traded, there was reports of like his podcast of Bleacher Reporters rubbing people the wrong way. Media spin. Don't listen to it.
And so it's like, all right, we'll see what happens there. Like they don't. It doesn't seem like anybody's crying over it, but now you have a defense that was terrible last year. You don't have your best player. Are you going to be able to come in and be somewhat physical, be able to stop the running attack? Because if they can't, this was the best running team in the league last year. If you can't do anything up front on any of these early downs, I mean, we're just going to win 28-7, and it's just going to be like that. So
28-7.
So I want to see how fast Philly's offense can start in the passing game, but then defensively, is there any hope? Like, that's really all you're hoping for, is like, is Jerry Jones right and Kenny Clark is going to come in and revitalize his career, and now all of a sudden this defense is going to be able to stop the run? If they can do that to a semi-successful thing, and now you can keep the game within a 7-point game, an 8-point game, and now it's like, hey, Dak, just go throw the ball everywhere and we'll see what happens, and hopefully something crazy happens. If that is kind of the game plan for Dallas, then we'll see. But that's kind of how, like, in my mind, when I'm thinking about the script for the game, that's what I see.
Yeah, that's the thing for me personally. Week 1, my first game, fully locking in again. I am looking forward to seeing whether or not if Dak Prescott can do the, not the impossible, but damn near the impossible, and be Hercules for the entirety of the year. And this is not the most impressive test that he's facing, considering like the secondary and whatnot. But when it comes to like holistically and finding all the ways that he needs to win, you need to go ahead and be a dog and be a goon down the field. And I'm curious to see if he'll be able to produce that throughout the entirety of the year.
There's holes to poke at with Philadelphia's defense. They're like this amazing elite defense because of their strengths, but like we said, at least early in the season, before they figure out the secondary stuff, there is people to pick at. And I think that'll be the strength of this Dallas offense, will be Dak picking on mismatches. When you have these two receivers and you have someone that's as versatile as CD and Pickens, who is not versatile necessarily, he's not like, unversatile. Actually, no, I will say he is unversatile, but he is really, really great at attacking weak boundary corners. He is fantastic on the sidelines, running curls, running goes, really picking on one guy and just winning one-on-one in that way. People kind of think about him as a downfield contested catch guy, which he is that, but he's also really good at countering that downfield threat with short intermediate routes and being able to use his body to finish over people. That's a unique combination. And they talked a lot about the Dallas offense now and a new head coach using a lot more motion, being a lot more modern. If that is going to be the case, and you have CD flying all over the place, drawing this attention, and Dak can do what he always does, king hole shot, throwing up the seams, throwing these curls to Pickens, they could have an offense that like keeps this game close, I think, ish. But they have no chance with this run defense against the running team.
Yeah, you have to like if this game starts at the coin toss.
Yeah,
really. Most of the times you win the coin toss, you want to defer. If I'm Dallas, we have to take the ball. We have to start fast and try to get up. That way you have either a positive game script or you have at least a little bit more margin of error.
Yeah.
And so you like for them to win this game, it's obviously like Dak and CD in the passing game is gonna have to go crazy. You want to start fast. You're gonna have to be very opportunistic. And anytime Jalen Hurts throws the ball, you're gonna have to find a way to see if you can fool him to throw you one or two passes to where you can then take that turnover, get a short field, and then go.
Yeah.
But I just don't think it's gonna happen. I don't see where Dallas can really put too much pressure on Philly to where they start acting super out of character and they lose this game.
Philly is 8.5-point favorite. I surely think they're going to win at home. If you tell me that Dallas covers and that is a closer game than we think, and the final score ends up being 34-28 because the Dallas offense really clicks passing wise, and I think Guyton's going to play after hurting his knee early in camp. I think he's going to be available week 1. So their offensive line should be whole. It should be a good line. If you tell me they hold up well against the Eagles defense, who obviously lost edge rushers, trying to figure out the interior D-line outside Carter. If you tell me this week 1, they're not as sharp as they can be, Dallas succeeds there, and it's a close game, I don't think picking them to cover is a terrible bet.
It's not.
8.5 is wide. And I get it. It's defending champions team.
Yeah.
It was 6.5, but after the Michael Parsons trade, it went to 8.5. Which, understandable. Michael Parsons is a 2-point mover. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
But I do think they have a specific matchup advantage that it could be a close game until the end. And I think Philadelphia's going to win.
It also just might be, like I'm saying, they might just get up 14-0 and then just roll.
Yeah, they could just run the clock out, control the game at their line of scrimmage. They could beat the shit out of them too. It's also possible.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. I rarely.
It's a good test for both teams, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take the Eagles to win. It's weird. I try not to bet on my own team against the spread. That's kind of one of my rules. But they will win this game, and they will win it handily.
Handily.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Friday's game, the other game that's going to happen right after this episode comes out, Kansas City versus Los Angeles in Brazil. Technically, LA's the home team, even though it's in Brazil.
Yeah.
Chiefs favored by 3.5 points. That's typically the spread with every Chiefs-Chargers games. They're always close games. If you look at historically, since Justin Herbert has entered the league and you've had this era of him versus Mahomes, pretty much every game between these two is decided by less than 4 points, and the Chiefs always win them. So that's probably an appropriate line. The Chiefs are probably going to win like 24-21 or something like that. Is there anybody up here that's thinking the Chargers are going to upset them week 1 without Rashee Rice?
Nah.
Uh,
I would go with that exact score too, 24-21.
Yeah. Because the over/under is 46.5, so they're expecting about that.
Yeah.
How if they were to get upset, how would you envision that happening?
How would I envision the Chargers winning?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Chargers defense, what makes Jesse Minter so special is his ability to take away big plays. They run a lot of 3 safety formations where they have 3 deep safeties essentially, taking away everything deep. And if you tell me it goes like last year where Xavier Worthy isn't able to be this stretching force that they draft him to be, and they're able to do a good job.
Deep.
Yeah, they do a good job of taking away those vertical routes, and you make Patrick Mahomes be Mr. Dink and Dunk man, and Travis Kelce isn't quite as equipped to be Mr. Dink and Dunk catcher like he used to be, making plays up the field. And the Chargers do a good job of corralling their short runs, not allowing rack. Rashee Rice isn't there to be their rack demon, and they control that offense, and Kansas City offense doesn't really get going, and they have a low-scoring game in which they score 21. I guess there's a world in which the Chargers' run offense is just really spectacular with Amari and Hampton, and if Najee Harris plays, which is still a question mark, that maybe they just pound the ball down their throat, and Justin Herbert, with the extra weapons, is able to take advantage of the question marks in the Kansas City secondary, and they win the game like 24-21 elsewhere. It'd have to be like that. It would have to be about the Chargers' defense, I think, limiting Kansas City to below 22 points.
Gotcha.
Because I don't necessarily think the Chargers offense is going to air out Kansas City.
So I would actually flip that, because I actually don't think even with that, like, yes, that's what the Chargers do. I don't know if that affects the way that I view the game massively, just because we saw all last year, we saw them win 15 straight games without being an explosive team. And so even if you are taking away a lot of the deep stuff, Mahomes is better than anybody in
For
terms
sure,
of, in terms of execution. Third down execution. We're gonna get to the right stuff. I'm gonna put the ball in the right place. I think for Kansas, this game, and maybe I am just looking at it from Kansas City's perspective because I have higher expectations for them, but I am locked in. Josh Simmons, what are you going to? Are you as good as what everybody's been saying you are as good as in camp? Because we've said it plenty of times. If he is 75% of the things that they've been saying, he's going to be the most famous tackle in America because he's going to be lauded as the guy who fixed the Chiefs and the guy who came in. And so there's been, as we've been talking about awards, you've seen people, pick Mahomes for MVP. And, Isaac and I did that because we're like, Mahomes revenge season, the offensive line can be a little bit better. You're getting some weapons back. That's kind of the way where if Josh Simmons is, because he is still just a rookie, even if he is like good and he's healthy and all that, he's a rookie. Mm-hmm. If he's not at the level that many people may think he is, and now this offense is still kind of stuck in the mud, the protection isn't amazing, you're still working through early season issues offensively, I can see the Chargers winning that game. You're in Brazil. It's super weird. Last year when the Eagles played in Brazil, the field was trash.
I pray to God they figured that out over the course of last year.
The field was awful, and like Jordan Love gets hurt on that field. Like people were slipping and sliding. It's not a great environment. Mm-hmm. And so if the field isn't good, if the offensive line isn't amazing, I'm not as sold on like the Chiefs just like dominating this game as I would, especially if it was just like in SoFi.
Yeah. No, I think there's very little chance that the Chiefs like blow them out or like dominate. Yeah, I think it'll be a close game. I think the spread is accurate. 3.5 points is a good spread. And I think it'll probably be within 3, like decided by 3. Mm-hmm. For everything you said, Khalil Mack is a tough first matchup for Josh Simmons. Yeah. Like, especially like as a power rusher, veteran savvy, he's going to know how to attack rookies. He's seen it his whole career. That's probably one of the worst case scenarios for a rookie tackle. Like that's an incredibly hard matchup for everything I said. And yes, I do think Pat Mahomes will have a bounce back season. That's why I said it'll be an MVP conversation. And we'll beat this game. I think for everything I said with Jesse Minter being so good at taking away deep plays, this will be like last year, dink and dunk. So I don't see the Chiefs putting up enough points to blow them out. The only way that happens is if they just completely suffocate the Chargers offense and they score like fucking 3, which I also don't see. I don't see the Chiefs defense being that type that completely eliminates Hampton and Najee Harris and just shackles those wide receivers on the outside. Like, I think this will be a close game that's relatively low scoring.
Yeah, Kansas City's defense is also going to be super interesting.
That's the main important thing, yeah.
Because they've been able, you can play this style of football where you are controlling game clock, game script, and you're being very, very intentional about when you're taking your shots and very low risk. If you have a lot of confidence in your defense to go and make the plays whenever plays are needed to be made. If they are, because the Chiefs defense that they had 2 years ago was much better than the one that they have now, and then you've seen as they've lost pieces, it's kind of gone down and down. If this defense is not, to the level of what it was last year, and the defense last year was so timely, like they made so many crucial stops at the end of games. We talk about it a lot with other teams, and it kind of goes away because Mahomes is the one controlling it. But defensively, that when defenses are already very fickle, and then you get into one-score situations, can this defense once again be one of the most timely defenses to make those stops? That allows Kansas City to feel okay saying, yeah, we're just going to dink and dunk and let Pat do his thing on third down. So I want to see what the defense looks like early.
Yeah, and the most important swing factor for the Chargers is what does his offensive line look like? Mm-hmm. Obviously, losing Slater, gigantic deal. Losing one of the best left tackles in the NFL, you can't understand how big of a deal that is. I think across the league, you're seeing like every analyst like take the Chargers significantly less seriously now post losing Slater. And I agree. I've also been pretty doom and gloom about them now. You haven't heard me up here in the recent weeks being like, sneaky contender. Like I think that's pretty hard to come back from when the rest of your offensive line outside of Joe Alt, pretty shit. Pretty not good overall talent level wise. But I do think there's a world in which the offensive line is fine. If Joe Alt going to left tackle, he makes improvements, especially as a run blocker in year 2. And Pipkins going from right guard last year to now being the swing tackle and now the starting right tackle. He's a pretty good pass blocker. Mm-hmm. Like an awful run blocker, but pretty good pass blocker. If you tell me that Alt makes improvements as a run blocker and Pipkins is better at tackle than was at guard, so it's kind of a wash there in terms of their blocking on the tackle positions, and that Becton improves their run blocking a lot on the interior because he's replacing what Pipkins was, and they're able to really really dominate the line of scrimmage and actually get this run game off and not be like 27th in run efficiency, that would go a long way. And I think there's a world in which it could be no longer like a top flight offensive line. That's a strength of the team, but he'd be good enough that Herbert can do Herbert things. And if Hampton's a star, he can do Hampton things. And I think it could not be debilitating. That's the number one thing I'm looking at.
There's a world where Hampton, and depending on how you feel about Worthy as and like any improvements that he's making, I mean, there's a world that Hampton is the most explosive player, or I guess an argument where
Weapon.
he's the most explosive weapon in this game.
Wow.
Him or Ladd, yeah.
So I think like you have some pieces, and
Is there upset potential? Are you talking me into it?
it can happen.
It's game one.
And
Anything can happen.
Yeah, like if there's ever a situation, it would be in Brazil of all places in week 1 when their offense and their top receiver is suspended. That would be one of those moments where, okay, week 1 it goes down, and sometimes, I mean, it's not like the Chiefs are 9-0 against the Chiefs or against the Chargers. They've lost games here and there.
Yeah.
We saw them 2 years ago lose a game to Detroit on opening night because of stupid drop passes and Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore and all them. It can happen in week 1.
Don't talk him into
Don't
it.
let me see it. Don't let me see the Chargers win week 1. I'm caught up here being insufferable Monday. Which we're also going to do reaction videos every Monday morning. I forgot to mention up top in the show. Every single Monday morning, we're going to do a reaction episode to the week. If the Chargers win on Friday, I'll be wearing this jersey on Monday every single week until they lose. I
That same
promise you.
jersey's gonna be stinky as hell,
Yep.
man.
LT's going to get ran to the ground this year. All right, third game. Mo, what game are you most excited to see outside of these first two? Moving over to Sunday.
Ah, man. I guess the next game that I'm probably most excited to see is, it's not fun, but I have very strong expectations for the Patriots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was looking at their schedule, and of course, like all around their improvements that they have that they've improved on their roster, on their offensive side especially, and also the defense too. And I think week 1 versus the Raiders, it's not an upset because no one has super high expectations for the Raiders necessarily. They're going to be better, of course, just like the Patriots. But I think the Patriots as a whole could see themselves in completely different conversations than at least I have like pictured them in.
Yeah,
my
maybe
mind.
they can get into
I
wild
always
card
saw
talks.
them as like a middle of the pack team. Maybe they could be like towards the top end of that middle of the pack team. And this game right here could potentially be a statement just to show how much better their offense got.
Yeah. Both these teams should be two of the more improved offenses or two of the more improved teams around the league.
Yeah.
You would think in terms of like the general narrative of the offseason is that Pete Carroll comes in, Geno Smith comes in, you have a whole new like Genti comes in. I buried the lead there, the most important player. They can have a truly high-powered offense. I don't think anybody's really expecting the Raiders defense to really do much, but offensively they could be impressive. Kind of inversely, I think for the Patriots, their defense could be pretty impressive with Milton Williams coming in. If he can expand into a bigger role like they're hoping, when they give him $24 million, they're expecting him to be able to be a full-time star. If that is the case, great. They got Carlton Davis at corner. Very good upgrade there. If it comes around and this is a great defense that surprises people, that's the side of the ball. That defense versus what Geno Smith and Gentry can do in offense, that would be very telling for both teams.
It's gonna be a fun weekend because both of these teams are the two biggest like hipster teams.
Yeah, exactly.
In terms of like, listen, they're scary. Don't
Don't sleep on the Raiders.
And so like if the Raiders go out and they lose, then everybody like you are going to be like, see, I told you it's going to take time. Like the defense can't do anything. If the Patriots go ahead and lose, it's going to be the same thing on the other side of like, look, you can't just bring in a new coach and think that everything's going to be solved. Or I'll come up here and be like, hey, Pete Carroll's at it again. Geno's at it again. So you do have two hives that are waiting to see which side of the coin that they're going to fall on, because ultimately, you know who like the top 3 in the AFC are going to be in terms of playoff spots with Kansas City, Baltimore, Buffalo. And so everybody else is fighting for those last 3 after, the AFC South. Do we really think like you have those 4 people penciling in Denver, and so now you have 2 more spots? It would be a lot if New England and the Raiders are the 2 teams that just blow everybody else out the water and are able to get them.
I would be baffled if those are the two
like
teams.
I feel like one of them can get a wild card spot, not both of them.
Yeah, I agree.
And so this game, even as we're going further down the line, as we start looking at like tiebreakers and stuff like this, starting this game in week 1 is crazy.
Yeah.
For both of them. So
Yeah.
I am very excited.
And 2 young explosive running backs to monitor their usage.
Yeah.
Trayvon Henderson is dynamic pass catcher that will start the year, at least for the beginning, splitting carries with Ramondre Stevenson. Will be interesting to see how they decide to deploy him, whether or not they move him to the slot at all, how much usage he gets on third downs, if they trust him as a pass blocker, which is supposed to be, his defining thing as a prospect. That guy can pass block. We'll see if as a rookie they trust him to do that full time and be the full time third down back. Even for someone who's a good pass blocking prospect, that's a lot to entrust in a rookie on day one. If they do that in day one and he is there for every third down, that'll tell a lot, and that would mean he's one of the better fantasy players to have in the fucking country.
Yeah.
And same thing for Ashton Genty, what he looks like right away behind that offensive line that isn't strong by any means. I have full faith that Geno Smith and Brock Bowers will eat. I don't know what to expect from Genty right away. Like I said, with the blocking. Maybe he's just like the heir apparent, being the best running back in the league, and he dominates from day one. Yeah. But I can imagine a world where it goes a little slow, and people were like, not living up to expectations. I don't know, kind of scary.
I mean, they tried to do it after 3 carries in the preseason.
Yeah,
exactly.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's too old. Actually, no, I don't even know. Vrabel's not as old as Pete Carroll, but it is like it's these.
Well, he's the oldest
Pete
coach.
Carroll old as shit.
Yeah, Pete Carroll's very old.
But like, it's these 2 teams that everybody does have high expectations for. So I can see that game is probably going to be like, if we have 4 games on, it'll probably be one of the 4 that I'm like really keyed in on.
Yeah,
I agree.
Another game that in the afternoon game is going to be keyed in on Detroit at Green Bay. First game of Micah Parsons. You get Micah Parsons and
drugged up Micah Parsons
with knots in his back.
Yeah.
And Aiden Hudson on the other side with a robotic leg. It will be very exciting to see those 2 edge rushers and how both offensive lines are built to deal with that right now.
Mm-hmm. I think it is very funny that this is like the cyborg bowl between Micah and Hutchinson. Yeah, week 1 is very much, can you give us signs that whatever we were concerned about in the offseason, we can feel better about? Because you obviously know things are going to be a work in progress throughout the year. But for Detroit, I honestly do feel like if they win, it's a very big statement for everybody, just to tell everybody, shut the hell up.
Yep.
Because,
we're still here.
We're still here. Ben Johnson, great. Love him. That's not he wasn't holding everything together. And Aaron Glenn, as great as he was, he also wasn't holding anything else together. And so it's a very big statement for Dan Campbell if they can win. And if you're Green Bay, at this point now, especially after all of the news about Michael Parsons and the health stuff, it's like, is he moving okay? Is he fine? Does he look good? And is Jordan Love still going to throw 3 interception-worthy passes a game? Can we get that? But it's a must-win statement game week 1. Got to do it. I am very excited for this.
For sure. And there's been a lot of talk about how the new offensive coordinator in Detroit, his name is escaping me, is going to utilize the skill players. That's the number one thing I'm monitoring. There's been talks about Montgomery and Gibbs are going to play on the field together at the same time a lot. What does that look like? Is that a split backfield situation? Is that Gibbs in the slot? What the hell? What does that even mean that you're going to have packages with them together?
John Morton.
What was that?
John Morton.
Morton. Yeah, Morton. Saltman. I'm very curious what the 2 running back situation looks like. Also curious what they do with Jameson Williams. Obviously the Ben Johnson offense, everyone always talks about when we went to the Bears, who was his next Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yeah. He loved flowing the offense. His whole offensive philosophy is built on yards after the catch. So naturally, he flows the ball through the slot a lot to Amon-Ra, who is one of the best yards after catch receivers in the NFL. I don't know if that's going to be the case under Morton. Maybe it's more traditional vertical, and you still do plenty of Amon-Ra stuff, but maybe Jameson Williams is viewed more as a 1B in the situation. Same with Laporta. Obviously, he's the stretcher up the middle of the field, running up the seams. Last year, he had a slow-ish year, at least for fantasy purposes, because the touchdowns came down. What does utilization of all these guys look like with an entirely different mind deciding things?
Yeah, it's so many questions on their side of the ball, but like there is this inherent faith I think that everybody has where it's like, but at the end of the day, like think about all the names that you just said of playing Gibbs and Montgomery at the same time, and then you would have Amon-Ra and Jameson Williams with Sam Laporta. That there's so much, it's so much talent, and so like the floor of this isn't super low, and it's one of the highest floors in the NFL. And when you pair this, like the NFC North is going to be its own soap opera on the side, because it's just going to be so competitive with Detroit, Green Bay, the Bears, and Minnesota. And from Detroit's perspective, you're also on the road for week 1. Let's see if you can go in and steal a divisional game. And for the Packers, can Matthew Golden look solid? We've seen rookie receivers have big years. Obviously, not it always doesn't start in week one, whatever. But if you can get week one is I'm gonna say it so many times. It's about vibes.
Yeah.
If you can leave week one with a good vibe about Matthew Golden and about where you're going in the passing offense, okay, we feel good.
Yeah, and it's going to be especially interesting because last year under Aaron Glenn, they had the highest man coverage percentage of any team in the league by like a wide margin. They were committed to getting in your face, running one-on-one man coverage with the corners, sink or swim. Yeah.
That's real football.
We're going to be big, we're going to be strong.
Yeah.
Terry and Arnold, you're going to sink or swim. And it was to mixed results for Arnold, at least in his rookie year. I imagine there will be pretty much the same type of idea here with this new defense coordinator who's they hired in-house. That's a good test for Matthew Golden. Can you beat Terry and Arnold one-on-one consistently as a pretty good man corner that has some question marks, but I think we can expect a year two leap.
Yeah.
And they have obviously Kirby Joseph as a high safety behind that. Brian Branch running around nonstop, creating havoc from all levels of the field as one of the more versatile safeties. Honestly, with that plus Aiden Hutchinson and whatever you get from Tyleik Williams as a rookie, one of the better tests for your first game as a passing offense.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's gonna be fun. Oh, I can't wait.
I don't know who's gonna win this game. There's so much interesting stuff. Like we didn't even mention the fact that there's 2 new starters on the interior offensive line for the Lions going up against Micah Parsons. Like that's gonna be interesting on every. Like, we'll again, if we say this for every team because it's fucking week one, we will learn a lot about both these teams in
Yes.
week one.
I can't. Monday's gonna be super fun because we're
Yeah.
gonna get to overreact to everything.
Yeah.
In general, the Monday episodes are gonna be a little bit shorter. They're gonna be about an hour and a half. Guarantee you, this first one will be 2.5
Yeah.
hours. It will be the longest one of the year because we have unlimited inputs for both sides of the ball from every single team.
Facts.
Another premier game: Baltimore versus Buffalo, the night game. The first primetime
man.
game.
That's crazy.
It's your first data point for propaganda.
Pretty much. MVP race begins that night. That'll be the starting point.
MVP race and Bills are frauds. They're not going to the Super Bowl, or Ravens are frauds either. That's week one.
And you know what's crazy? Buffalo is a home underdog.
Wow.
Ravens are favored by 1.5 points.
Is that surprising?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, I think the Ravens are better, but you don't often see that. Like,
Yeah.
to be a tier 1 contender with the MVP and be an underdog in week 1 at home, kind of rare. Then again, the Ravens are just also tier 1, so it's not crazy. I think, is it normally like a 3-point spread for a home?
Yeah, but it's been moving a little bit.
Okay.
I don't feel like they've been given the same 3 points as they.
Okay, well,
as they used
let's
to.
say it's 2 or whatever. That means they think Baltimore is about 3.5 points better in a neutral field environment or whatever. So interesting that I also think I'm picking Baltimore to win this game. I think they're just going to have historic season that starts right away. Offensively, last year they had one of the most unstoppable offenses in regular season history. There's no reason to expect that to change at all. They have the same core. Isaiah Likely won't be playing. DeAndre Hopkins is there now. We'll see if that does anything. And defensively, I don't necessarily think that the Bills additions are necessarily going to be the additions that stop what the Ravens want to do. They have 2 young defensive tackles in the interior. Shout out Walker, shout out Sanders. They're great players that I think have a lot of hope, especially Walker showed a lot in the preseason. I don't know if he's going to be stopping Derrick Henry and the Lamar Jackson rushing offense, but if you tell me that goes a little better, that proves to be no longer a weakness of this team, cool. I still think we're going to get like 200 rushing yards combined between Lamar and Derrick Henry.
Yeah, it's gonna happen, and we saw both ways that this could play out. Because when the Bills and Ravens played at the start of the year last year, they did what you're saying. They ran all over him. Derrick Henry had that 87-yard touchdown. They manhandled him, and then you get to the playoffs, and you're in Buffalo. There were a couple turnovers early on, and Buffalo really was able to stay in control of that game. If you don't turn the ball over, which in the regular season, Lamar Jackson doesn't do that. So you probably are going to get a situation where they are running for 200 yards and Zay Flowers is going to be able to capitalize. Mark Andrews, if he can lock in, like he's not going to drop every 2-point conversion. He's not going to fumble the ball going the opposite direction. The Ravens and their offense, I think that they have more offensive weapons, whereas and the Bills have one of the best trump cards in the NFL, which is we have Josh Allen though. So what's good now? Like they can do things and they can move in a fashion to where go ahead. run for 200. Do all your read options.
Josh got us.
Right? Yeah, do all your pulling, whatever. We got this white man. We got this MVP on our side. He's dangerous.
One also underlying thing that is going to be interesting just to peep, I guess, because one game is not going to be the tell-to-all story, but seeing if Derrick Henry is still going to be able to go on this like historic run,
True.
Not necessarily like reaching the yards that he reached last year, but is he going to look the same? Is he going to just skip a beat or lose a step? Would be super interesting to see. I don't think it'll make a difference, but it'll make all the world difference because I'm sure even if he loses like 3 steps, he's still going to be one of the better top end backs in the league compared or combined with Lamar Jackson.
Yeah,
He's able to do. So
When you pass 30, every year can be the year, so it'll be interesting.
I'm looking at it now, and I knew that he had like an amazing season, and it was completely overshadowed by the fact that Saquon got to 2K. Derrick Henry ran for 1,900 yards last year.
And he hit like 300 receiving yards.
Yeah.
It was over 2K all-purpose yards. Ridiculous season, truly historic, and nobody remembers it because Saquon did the same thing.
Yeah. They were pacing, especially going because they played, I think, in like week 9, and they were pacing at the same rate where every week you're trying to see who's gonna win the rushing title, and both of them were like, hey, we can get to 2,000 here. If we had gotten 2,000-yard rushers in the same season,
that's crazy, man.
Next game.
Wow.
This one was interesting to me because this is going to be the can we fix this QB bowl? Carolina at Jacksonville. Which one of these offensive minds is going to be able to fix their problems offensively? Which I say QB isn't entirely on Trevor Lawrence's shoulders. And actually, I will say it's entirely on Bryce Young's shoulders on whether or not their offense sinks or swim. It's pretty much him. And if he's going to be late season Bryce from last year or early season Bryce from last year, that he has to get benched for the Red Rocket. I'm mostly interested in Jacksonville, obviously. I feel pretty secure in Carolina being who they are. I think they're going to be pretty improved from the previous year. I've chosen to have faith that what we saw from Bryce Young, the improvements in his footwork, the improvements in his poise under pressure is real. I've chosen to believe that Tedero McMillan will be essentially a star from day one and will serve to amplify everything that Bryce Young does well and lift that offensive floor and the offensive ceiling. I have all the faith in the world there. The offensive line is good. Canals is a genius, all that. Jacksonville has so many question marks that are still question marks after the offseason. The offensive line still isn't good. The running back room is deepish now with Tootin involved in the 3-headed backfield, none of which are proven to be like spectacular players between ETN and Bigsby. We don't know necessarily if they're good enough to steal the reins there. That's a 3-headed backfield that we'll see where it goes. We love Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter as the second receiver is tantalizing as fuck. That could be one of the best rooms in the entire league just off those two guys. Offensive line's an issue. Trevor Lawrence, TBD. And defensively, so many holes still in the secondary in the linebacking room. All of this could be answered, though, if Liam Cohen is just that guy. If you tell me he's just next in line to be one of the genius play callers across the league, all those offensive things can be smoothed over by him coming in, reinvigorating the run game like he did in Tampa Bay. Canales did a great job reviving Baker in the passing game. The run game 2 years ago wasn't special.
Yeah.
Rashad White was one of the least efficient backs in the league. That was viewed as a poor rushing attack that nobody wants to touch in fantasy. Nobody expects anything from. Bring in Liam Cohen. They're lethal on the field with 3-headed back, similar to what we have here. With Bucky Irving leading last time. We'll see who leads this time. Maybe Cohen is just that guy, and I think if he is, we'll see some signs in week 1.
Yeah, two things. One, this is also one of those moments for Cohen where you kind of have to stamp it because everybody's been on his jock all summer long.
Fine, I've been dick riding Liam Cohen. It's true.
And it's like
it's true.
And it's like that offensive line for Tampa Bay is not. They're not.
Yeah, Tristan Wirfs is not walking through these doors,
right?
Yeah.
Like they're not going with you, and so it's the same thing that we talk about with Ben Johnson and the Bears, where you're able to do so many things because your offensive line is set and it is solid. And so for Liam Cohen, how are you able to navigate that? That's one. Two, and I'm glad that you're focused on everything else. I am making a call. I need a single camera. And honestly, you guys remember there's this old like Spike Lee doc where he followed Kobe and he had like 29 cameras or something just following Kobe in every different. I need that, but for Travis Hunter.
One man unit.
Really?
I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see Travis Hunter when he goes to the bench. I want to see how many times is he breathing in, how many times is he asking for water, how many snaps is he playing on defense, how many snaps on offense. I want to see how Jacksonville is going to utilize Travis Hunter because I think that is outside of like contending teams, just random storylines. I think that is the most interesting thing
I agree.
that we're going to see this entire in week 1. That is the most interesting.
No, all
thing.
season. He's the most interesting player in the NFL.
Yeah.
I don't think that's hard. I don't think that's like Dick Ryan to say that.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter is the biggest enigma we've seen enter the league in years. And like the last decade of our life as being hardcore fans. No more unique player entering the NFL since then. I can't remember the last time there was a two-way player of this magnitude going number 2 overall.
It's never been like this.
They never
Where-
intended for him to play on both sides. Like
Yeah.
obviously, like Dion played 2 ways. A lot of people played 2 ways in college. Charles Woodson, they didn't enter the league with the plan of being a full-time starter on both sides eventually.
Yeah, and I was because I was saying like last week I was watching the Cowboys doc, so I went back and I looked at Deion's stats, and like he's getting like 360 yards a season, 400 yards a season, which low key is like a lot if you're talking about like 1990 standards.
And for a full-time corner.
Yeah, like that is good, but when Travis is coming out and throughout the entire draft process, you have many people like this is the best cornerback prospect in the draft, and he's also the best wide receiver prospect in the draft as well. And so to have somebody that talented, how are you going to use him, especially when Jacksonville has a need at him to play corner?
Yeah.
But it doesn't sound like they're going to put him at corner full time. It sounds like he's going to be a majority receiver and then have packages on defense. So do we also get to a point where the defense starts struggling and then they're like, all right, Travis, like, in week 2,
Travis, save us.
Yeah, please save us in week 2. And then now he's playing corner full time and getting packages on offense. Like the way that it's the ebbs and flows of his use, it's
What I want to see is, so this is complicated because he's a rookie and probably doesn't have a full grasp of the playbook yet. But I imagine they're going to do it where he plays 85% of the snaps offensively and defensively. They fill it out throughout the game. Let's say he plays 25%, 30% of the snaps. What if we get to a fourth quarter, Panthers have the ball, minute and 20 left. They have the opportunity to do a game-winning drive. You're not getting the ball back on offense. You know that. If you get it back, game's over. You're taking a knee. Do they just throw Travis Hunter out there on defense and say, go make a play and win us this game?
Yes, 100%. Especially if Ted is out there because those two played like dating back through all the schools that Travis Hunter went to, and then also high school. I 100% believe that they're going to strap his ass on him.
You can see that. But also it's kind of tough because I don't think you want to run vanilla coverages on the game on the line. And you have to be a little more simple with Travis out there, at least at first, I'm assuming. Because I'm assuming he doesn't have, like I said, the full breadth of the playbook. You're going to want to go out there and say, we're putting you on a deep third, protect the boundary, or running cover 2, protect the flats, make a play, jump the ball. It's going to be relatively simple. Or man coverage, go shackle the guy in front of you. I don't think they're going to get into exotic coverages, running all these matching principles and crazy blitzes that he has to cover with matches. So that's a bit of a conundrum. If you have to do simplicity when he's on the field, but he's your most talented DB, which side do you go on late game?
I don't know. And like, if you're running this entire game and he's playing like 15% of the snaps, and then you get into a 2-minute drill, you're like, all right, Travis, tell him to come out. You're taking this spot. And now you have this guy who's played 85% of the snaps, and Travis Hunter just comes in, snatches his chain. And what if it doesn't work? Like, what if you put in Travis Hunter in the 2-minute drill and he does get cooked, and now you took out somebody who's playing the entire game? How does that go? There's so many different scenarios that this can play out, and so again, I need minimum 3 cameras, but I will take 5 to 10 to see what Travis Hunter looks like on.
Now,
on
I don't
Sunday.
think I care if Jerry Jones, the 3rd-round pick starting ahead of Travis Hunter, is upset if he gets benched in the late game. I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a damn. I don't care.
Yeah, that'll be extremely interesting. Travis Hunter will be monitored closely.
Yes.
After that, we have Tennessee at Denver. Listen, man, we all think Cam Ward is the truth. We all think Cam Ward could the classy, not classy, the like the
This is like
classy.
the 3rd time we've ever mentioned his name on this show. Like a month and a half in.
Really? I feel like we talk about him a decent amount. But I think we all are high on him, his ability to turn the Tennessee Titans around. And everybody, the common, most popular, worst to first pick is Tennessee. Maybe they turn around year 1 like CJ Stroud did in Houston. Going against Denver week 1 in Denver.
Hellacious.
That's crazy. If they come out and they light it up and they look like they're a serious team, that Cam Ward is ready to lead a serious offense, I will be saying crazy things come Monday about their potential to win that division.
That's not fair.
That's
They should be expected to lose, right? So I won't be upset if they lose. But if they come out and look better than we think and light up the Denver defense, which I think we all think could be generational, I will have lots to say.
Spread right now is at like 7.5. They cover
8.5.
8.5. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, never mind. But like, if it's a 1-score game, oh yeah, offensive rookie of the year right there for that alone.
We have Pittsburgh at New York. We got the Aaron Rodgers revenge game.
Don't say nothing.
I just want to see what Aaron Rodgers looks like. I think these are both two teams that there's not a lot
It's
of.
too many words. It's too many words.
You hate the Steelers. I'm kind of enamored a little bit.
This is going to be the ugliest game of the year.
Yeah, listen, when we do this Monday game, we're not going to watch every game. Mondays are going to be reactions to like the biggest things. I can promise you this is a game I'm going to watch on Tuesday, going back and rewatching it. I will not be watching this at noon. I'll tell you that now. But when I rewatch it on Tuesday after seeing all the games I care about more, I will be excited to see what Aaron Rodgers looks like in an Arthur Smith offense that wants to be under center, something Aaron Rodgers does not want to do, wants to do play action, make him turn his back, something Aaron Rodgers does not like to do. All the stuff that is the antithesis of what he likes to do. How much is he willing to give because he knows he's old? And how much is Arthur Smith willing to give, who's a hard-headed ass coach? Are we going to get a blend of both styles? Are we going to get a true commitment to the Arthur Smith offense? I don't know, but I want to see it.
What's the next game?
I don't know if this is any more exciting or not. Arizona at New Orleans. I want to see Arizona beat the piss out of New Orleans. That's what I want to see. I want to see this defense come out and be suffocating. Sadly, Walter Nolan won't be there, so we're not going to see the full strength of the defensive line. But I want to see Sweat, BJ Ojolari back healthy, everything they've added on the trenches. I want to see them thrash Spencer Rattler. I want to see Will Johnson lock up Chris Olave. I want to see hope that their defense is truly elite and Kellen Moore comes out and falls on his face game one. Because this is a team that Arizona, if they are as good as we hope they can be, someone that could potentially win the division, they should beat the piss out of New Orleans.
Do you, as a, I guess like Falcons adjacent, Panthers adjacent supporter,
As a man of the South.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. South.
That's what I'm saying. As a Southern man, do you have any hate in your heart for the Saints?
How you feel about the Cowboys is directly how I feel about the Saints.
Oh, you hate the Saints? I didn't know
I
that.
hate them to a T, to a core. Yes.
So we hate watching rooting for the Cardinals?
They are the worst. New Orleans fans are the
Kyler
absolute
Murray.
worst.
Kyler Murray.
So I will be rooting and I will be praying for their downfall every
Obviously.
single morning and night.
And obviously, the number one thing we're monitoring for this team, outside of the defensive line, outside of Will Johnson, what is the usage for Marvin Harrison?
Because listen, I just saw the first 20 minutes. My entire fantasy team is on his.
Exactly. You need him to be wide receiver one level. And for that to happen, he'll either one, have to be more physically imposing, be more consistent down the sideline as a one-on-one X receiver. Kyler Murray will be significantly better at getting him the ball in the right places, understanding his route running style. But most importantly, I pray to God Drew Petzing puts him in motion at least 5 times this game. Let me see 5 motion out routes.
Fuck 5.
from
At
Marvin
least give
Harrison.
me 4.
Let me see you come up through the middle of the field, through the offensive line with Puka Nacua one time.
Do you
Let
have
me see
two
one
releases?
seam streak.
Do you
up
have
the middle.
2 releases that you can commit to memory?
Can I see one post from the slot, not from the outside? One time. Let me see one 30-yard gain from a slot post.
Hell yeah.
That's the most important thing by far. And whatever it looks like with Kyler Murray. They're also saying Benson is going to get a lot of touches, splitting touches with Connor.
He better
We'll
not.
see. Are you drafting Connor too? Same league?
No.
Oh, different league. Okay.
Yeah, but you better not.
Cincinnati at Cleveland.
Please. I don't care about defense. I don't care about anything. Cincinnati, if you start this season 0-1,
No, that's
losing
embarrassing.
to the Cleveland Browns, Zach Taylor, you will not make it to week 2. If I'm a Bengals fan, I have 0 patience left. Why do we start every year 0-1, 1-2? Why are we not ready to go in week 1? I don't care who's on defense. If you lose to Joe Flacco and the Browns in week 1, there will be hell to raise, and it will be the justice of it all will be taken out with your job. I cannot do it. Any hope that the Bengals have of this idealized season where the offense is a top 3 unit and the defense gets to 22, that starts with this game. You have to win the games that you are supposed to win. Last year it didn't happen. They got embarrassed in week 1 against the Patriots. It's going to be the same scenario this year. You are playing a team that's going to pick in the top 3 of the draft. You have Joe Burrow. This is the first time that you have no mess in the offseason offensively with Higgins, Chase, and Burrow. Win the game. That is all anybody should care about is, can Cincinnati win this game?
Yep.
When we get to week 5, then we can start talking about, this defense, they haven't been running these coverages well, and they need to improve here. The tackling is fine. I don't give a damn. If you can win 41-38, cool. I don't care about that for week 1. I need a W for the Cincinnati Bengals. That is the number 1 priority.
There we go. There's a few more games, a handful that we're not going to dive into really, but we'll talk about them obviously in the recap episode come Monday. Tampa Bay at Atlanta, Miami at Indianapolis. Yuck. San Francisco at Seattle, which will be very interesting. If I see Seattle's offense be good week 1 and Sam Darnold is good now,
Ceiling has been fucking raised.
That'll
if
change
that's
a
the
lot.
case.
I'm very curious. What do we see from Clint Kubiak and Sam Darnold week 1?
Yeah.
And then what else did we miss? New York at Washington.
Nice.
Excited. Low-key excited.
Yeah, all these games we'll talk about in depth come recap time. Less exciting on paper right now compared to the games we talked about, I think. But like I said, that'll be a very long episode coming today. We will dive deep into every single game. We're gonna be yapping all day.
Let's do it.
Next up, Donovan, I believe you have a little recurring weekly segment to debut right now.
Understand. We will be gambling.
Oh man, let's do it.
We will be betting.
Donovan is one of the bigger gamblers I know.
I'm trying to get my money.
No,
up.
I mean, let's
Not in terms of volume. No, you're not like
Listen,
Will. Not in terms of volume, but you're very deep in the weeds.
I am. I do like it. I used to work at the sports betting website.
That's what I meant. You're
Yeah.
like deeper in the weeds because you used to work at company that should not be named.
Yeah.
You used to be a writer for betting.
Uh-huh. And so
My next source of income is heavily reliant on you right now, and I'm interested in seeing how you're gonna introduce this.
Are you going to get me rich this year? Is what I want to find out.
Exactly.
listen, you, me, and these ladies, man, we getting rich. We getting rich. But I do have 5 picks for this week. Out of everything that we just said, all the previews, there are a couple of these lines, whether it be the money line, which is just like if somebody wins or not, or the spread, which is how much a team is going to.
What are we
to
calling
win.
this hour? What are we calling this segment?
Don's picks of the
Degeneracy
week.
by Don.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Damn
We'll figure it out.
Don. Okay.
But all right, first one. The Giants are 5.5 point underdogs against the Commanders. I'm taking that.
They're
taking
6.5 now, actually.
that. They moved?
Or at least
No,
per the ESPN bet market right here.
Okay. I got everything that I got all the lines off of FanDuel. And so
Okay,
I think
so-
on,
okay.
yeah, I think on FanDuel it was 5.5. If you can get it at 6.5, perfect. But even at 5.5, I feel very good. I think which means that I think that they will lose by 5 points or less.
Yeah.
And I think they can do that because I think the Giants defensive line in week 1 is going to be awesome. And if there's ever a time like where we're going to start seeing, we've been talking about all these like offseason narratives and stuff like that. With the Commanders, you saw last year so many 1-score games. You saw that their 4th down conversion rate was at like an all-time historic rate. If any of those things come down, and then you are now facing one of the best defensive lines in the league, which might be good enough to make the Giants, one of the top, what's the baseline for it? 13, 12 defenses in the league, whatever. If you're facing all of that, then I would like to see it. The 2 games last year where the Commanders played the Giants, those games were within 5.5. The 1 game where the Commanders played the Steelers and they were playing against Russell Wilson, that game was within 5.5. I think in week 1, I think the Giants can go out, cover this week.
Okay.
So that's one.
So what do you think
How you feel?
what are you expecting from the Giants offense versus Washington's defense?
Bombs.
Bombs?
I
Malik
think-
Neighbors touchdowns?
Yeah, I think Malik Neighbors gets force-fed so much.
Yeah.
And it's okay because he's Malik Neighbors and he's super Tucci and he's amazing, like doing stuff after the catch. And like, yeah, Washington's secondary is like people are healthier and they're the healthiest that they're gonna be in week 1. Doesn't matter. I think Malik Neighbors has a very real chance to finish this year as like one of the 10 best receivers in the league, maybe one of the 8 best receivers in the league. And so I think now that you actually have a quarterback who can throw the ball deep in Russ, and that's all he does, that's fine. And so getting bombs, pushing the ball deep with Neighbors is going to be good. And then even if you just force feed them with targets underneath, I think that's going to be enough offense to keep them above ground. And I really, really think that this D-line is just going to be amazing. And so they should be able to create enough havoc to get there.
So Giants being sneaky competitive. Okay.
Yes.
I guess I see the vision. I don't know if I would pick that, but I see the vision. What's number 2?
Stay with me now.
I'm with you now.
Okay.
All
Let's
right.
walk.
Underdog money line. We are taking the Panthers to beat the Jaguars. in
Dude,
week 1.
when we talked about it, I was thinking that. I
Man.
was like, that's my upset of the week because I think the Jags are favored by 2.5 or 3.5?
3.5.
I think the Panthers are better.
Yeah, I'm taking the Panthers outright. And we've talked about it. We feel very legit about the stuff that they've done with their defensive line.
Did they do enough?
It's not like the Jags are world beaters.
Exactly. We're not talking about winning Super Bowls. Can you beat the Jags?
Yeah.
And yes, I think you can do that for all those things that we're talking about with the Travis Hunter experience. there's a lot that they still have to worry about. And so, bringing Travis Hunter into the fold and making sure that like, it's not going to be smooth in week one. I doubt it's going to be. Trevor Lawrence used to have to show me something. This offensive line used to have to show me something. Defense.
Man, you've been asking Trevor Lawrence to show you something for fucking years. What's going on?
Exactly.
Man?
So I'm not sure. And I saw one pass in preseason between Bryce Young and T-Mac. And you saw it from that play. You said, that's it. That's all I need to know. So I think in week one, they can go ahead and they can beat.
That'll be good
Jacksonville.
if the Panthers' run defense is fixed. And when I say fixed, I mean not worse in the league by a wide ass margin. If having Brown healthy, and the addition of the other Brown and their Brown defensive tackle duo, if those two can shore up the middle and not give 5-yard gaps on both sides of the center every single play, that'll be great. Trayvon Moehrig is one of the better run stopping safeties in the league. That could be great. We'll see what the two edges, their two rookie edges, bring in the minutes they get. That would be the deciding factor, is if the run defense is significantly improved. Because if not, I trust Liam Cohen to abuse that run defense if it is a hole to poke at.
I don't know. I even have questions for them offensively too. Obviously, with Bryce Young is the biggest question, and then there's. I just feel more unstable when I think about the Carolina Panthers succumbing to that feat. Even though, of course, it's the Jaguars.
That's
So
also
no high
unstable.
expectations.
Also unstable.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that one. That's one. I'll follow you on that one.
Next one, 49ers -2.5 against Seattle. Your CMC is going to be there. Brock Purdy is going to be there. Shanahan.
Yep.
They're just going to do what they do. And I think even if you are worried that CMC is going to be there for the entire year, that's fine. He'll be there for week one.
Exactly. And
And
know who
so-
else can be there? Nick Bosa. Know who else is going to be there?
Tell me.
Don't
The
say
best
his name.
linebacker in the league.
Okay.
They have stars on both sides of the ball,
Yeah.
very healthy.
Yes.
We've heard nothing about CMC's injury being an issue so far. Last year when it was an issue, we heard about it all preseason, that those fucking Achilles were flaring up. Only word we're getting is he's the healthiest he's been since he entered a 49ers uniform.
Yeah.
Wow.
And even though, like, obviously, everybody says that every offseason. I'm in the best shape of my life. Right? I went to Germany. I got this crazy treatment.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's fine. But for week one, I do think that San Francisco can go get the win. Because if CMC is healthy, this team can make a deep playoff run. Like they can actually do things. And so I do think that starts right here. And also, I'm not gonna bet on Sam Darnold. So I don't really feel like doing that.
I'm cautiously optimistic about their offense, but
You
yeah,
really have to
cautious.
wait and see about Sam
Yeah.
Darnold to see if last year was like really him or KOC. So
And it's still,
me see.
I still think their offense could be not a disaster, but yeah, I'm with you. I would also pick the 49ers week one.
yeah. And then last two games, NFC North. I'm going Packers money line. I think that they do win week one
Okay.
against Detroit. I've been just super high on Green Bay all summer long, and I think having this game, having Micah there, you can go ahead and you can win this game. I feel very confident about them. And then Monday night, I'm taking the Bears over the Vikings.
That's audacious.
I like it.
This
As a
is-
resident Bears glazer, I like it.
This is like, yes, we have all these questions about the Bears. You also have them about the Vikings. If there is ever a time to doubt JJ McCarthy, maybe he does put it together. First start on the road against a divisional rival coming off an injury. This is a tough spot to be in. And I don't really feel like betting on Minnesota. And Caleb showed enough flashes. You've heard all the talk all offseason about how much Ben Johnson has been instilling this like discipline and this attention to detail into the team. I'm rocking with it. And so I think at least in week one at home Monday night, I will take the Bears money line.
Okay. That's gonna be an interesting game.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a big laser for both the Vikings and the Bears this year. Those are like my two favorite teams in that division. Not that I think they're the two best, but the two I'm like most like high on compared to consensus.
Yeah.
And the other two teams are probably the two teams that are favored to win the division. So whoever wins that game, I'll be pushing agendas for.
Man.
It's peak agenda time. I love it.
That's
Okay.
audacious.
We're gonna track your picks every week. We're gonna post on Instagram, post it on a community post. We're gonna get the tally every week we post it to see what you finished for the season.
Listen, understand, if you want to boat next summer, listen, just follow us. Right?
Is he
We
going
can get
above
there.
500, Isaac, through his predictions?
For the whole season, I'm gonna say no.
What
That's
about for
like-
week one?
That's hard.
Above
3
500.
and 2?
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, because
I don't know.
like successful bettors like 55% bettors.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
like, do you think you can crack 500 for this year?
That's my hope.
Yeah.
That's my hope. We're gonna try to get to 5. That's gonna be tough, but I think we can get to 500.
Okay.
What would be a disaster if we end this year on what
It's like
percentage?
20%.
You listen to you ever
It
again.
would be hilarious if we end this
Well,
year.
Yo,
but
people will be
understand-
at your doorstep pissed.
But understand, if we get to week 10 and I'm like 20% and you're still following me, that's on you. Right? You should at a certain point you're either gonna understand like, oh, whatever he's saying, just take the opposite.
Yeah.
Right? I'm gonna give you the keys
is
to be
true.
successful. You just have to implement them in the correct
you
way.
gotta figure out.
Right?
You gotta figure it out yourself.
That's
That
it.
is true.
Figure out the method. Is it being anti-Donovan or pro-Donovan?
Yeah. Either way, you will get an answer.
Yeah.
I really hope you're at the end of the year and you're like 22%.
Yeah.
That would be so funny.
The graphic will be
We're
hilarious.
gonna keep going no matter what. You're in it for 18 weeks plus the playoffs.
I'm gonna just keep adding picks and then like because I just have to catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just start adding 8 picks, 10 picks.
You get a
just
deeper
keep
hole.
getting worse. Peak gambling.
I hope it'd be so fucking funny if you just the worst better in the world.
Oh my gosh.
But you know what they say. 99% of gamblers stop gambling before they hit it big.
And that's the message we want to push on this show.
I guess. God.
If you come to any of us for gambling advice, you're stupid.
No, relax.
At least in football.
Have
Also-
FanDuel in one hand, 1-800-GAMBLER in the other. Please be responsible.
Football is so much more fun to bet on than basketball. I hate gambling on basketball. It's so annoying.
It's so random.
It's just so many games. It's so much variance. I hate gambling on basketball.
It's terrible.
With that being said, that's the end of our weekly Don's picks of the week. We'll see how they progress throughout the season. Let him know if they're terrible. Add him on Twitter.
Trust me.
I will know. I promise you. You don't have to tell me.
And now it's time for the main topic of our episode. As you guys see by the title, we're going to give you guys one bold prediction for every single NFL team season. So this is kind of like if you guys watch the Deep Three, in the beginning of every season, like week 1 or 2 of the year, we always do one hot take for every NFL team.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of that. I just renamed it bold prediction because when we do the hot takes, we're like being silly. You know, we're trying to give you like stuff that's like a hot take. It's not going to happen. It's just like the 1 percentile outcome is fun to talk about. This is kind of a mix. We're doing stuff that we believe is possible, but if we're talking about like X team's offense is going to be surprisingly good, I'll just throw out top 10 because I'm being a little audacious, making it bold. But the general sentiment among these takes will be trends that we think will happen.
Okay.
Exactly.
And we divide these teams up. We all have 1/3 of the league. We're going to go division by division, starting with the NFC West. Who has the Cardinals?
That is me.
What is your first bold prediction about the Cardinals that'll define their season?
Kyler Murray will finish the season as an MVP finalist.
Ooh, we're starting with the dud.
Ooh, that's bold, bro.
That's very bold.
I
I
think-
hate that.
I think best case scenario for them,
Yeah.
if the Cardinals defense works up to where we think that they can get to, the offense, you get a little bit more consistency between Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. I think overall, asking for overall consistency from Kyler Murray,
Mhm.
that's a bit much. But but ask,
It's MVP.
overall,
If
it's
you
a
think
lot.
this motherfucker is not going to be consistent, how is he going to be an MVP
You
finalist?
immediately said, I don't believe
Hold
this
on,
shit.
hold on. What I say earlier.
Let
Stay
you
with,
go.
stay with me.
Okay,
Stay
I'm
with
with
me.
you. I'm with you. I'll trust you. Keep talking.
We've seen Kyler Murray have MVP stretches. I'm going back to 2020 where he
Yes, sir.
actually was very much in the MVP conversation. He was playing well. He was spamming, throwing the ball to DeAndre Hopkins, and the Cardinals were winning. That is the scenario that you would need for
Mhm.
Kyler. Best case scenario to finish as a finalist. And so that is why if you squint your eyes and then you turn your head, you might be able to see this.
It's very bold. I like where you're
Okay.
planting your flag. Okay.
Yeah, it is very bold. It is bold. The definition of bold.
Yeah.
Which team do you have in this division, Mo?
I don't have a team in this division, but I can give you a hot take as well.
Yeah, we'll wait for your team. I have all 3 of these teams? Okay.
No,
Okay.
I have the Seahawks.
Oh, okay. I got the 49ers. I wrote Christian McCaffrey wins Offensive Player of the Year again. And when I say wins, he'll be in the conversation. I don't know. Maybe Jamar
Yeah.
Chase wins. But I think Christian McCaffrey seems to be fine. And I think everyone has trepidation around CMC. You don't want to hope that he's going to be great again. Put your eggs in that basket, especially for fantasy purposes. People are scared to take him round 1 because last year was a lost year. When you're a 30-year-old running back and you have Achilles issues, the general idea is, oh, fuck, he's cooked. It's over.
Yeah.
And I think CMC's body is a every other year type of body. It seems like 1 year he's great, best player in the NFL. Next year he's decrepit old man who's never going to touch a football ever again. And like I said earlier when we talked about the game, we have heard nothing about injury concerns this year. It's been the opposite. And I don't think, beat reporters blow smoke up players' asses no matter what that they're covering the team. They're going to do it naturally. I don't think they would be blowing smoke up Christian McCaffrey's ass if the injuries were an issue, if he really looks slow. I think even beat reporters are very aware of the danger that comes with his body. We've heard nothing but good things. It seems like he's in good shape. And if he is, this team doesn't have Ayuk for at least the first 6 weeks. We'll see what happens with Juwan Jennings missing a lot of training camp and missing a lot of preseason. If he comes back 100%, we'll see if Ricky Pearsall's ready for a year 2 leap. We'll see if George Kittle, another year older, can handle being essentially the wide receiver 1. I feel like we're going to see a world where he's the most important part of their passing game, the most important part of their pass blocking game, the most important part of their rushing game, the most important part of everything they do, and he is just an all-encompassing superstar again.
If this ends up being true, Brock Purdy is going to be so less stress-free throughout the entire course of this season.
100%.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey is one of the single most offensively shifting players in the league with how he affects the passing game as well. He is a difference between Brock Purdy having to be good enough versus Brock Purdy having to win you games.
What type of stats does he have to put up in order to win Offensive Player of the Year?
Just regular CMC stuff. I mean, but we're talking somewhere close to around 1,800, 1,900 yards from scrimmage.
Yeah.
Whole bunch of touchdowns.
Which he routinely does when he's healthy. He routinely does that with the passing game.
But guess what? Football's hard. Sometimes you just need time to recover.
Exactly. Yeah.
He takes a whole year to recover and then he's fine.
So I have full faith that he will be okay, seemingly. Obviously, you never know. He fucking sprains his ankle one time and it's over. But I feel like he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your next one, Donovan?
We're going to go to the Seahawks. They are going to have the best defense in the NFL.
That's a good bold prediction because I think everyone agrees they're a top tier defense. Tell me the number one. What's the swing factor? What makes them go from, 5 or whatever the consensus ranking would be to 1?
So if you look at the way that they were playing at the end of last year, you see all the talent that they have on this defense. You see the way that they were able to lock in. And now that we are here, year 2 in Mike McDonald's scheme, sometimes it just takes time to fully adjust into a coach's scheme. And so honestly, a lot of times you see teams that are top 6, top 7, you're able to force a lot of turnovers. You might be able to be in better situations. We'll also see, and because it's very interesting how offense affects defense, defense affects offense, all that.
Yes.
If you are pretty high on Sam Darnold and you think that works, you may not be in terrible positions, and so this defense may be able to just go out and play instead of having to save the game. And so I think that with all the talent, if you get another leap from Byron Murphy, you have this entire secondary. I can see a world where they end up as the best defense in the NFL.
Bam. Okay. Yeah, you have Leonard Williams, who's already one of the best interior defensive linemen in the NFL. If Byron Murphy makes a leap and those
you
two...
signed DeMarcus Lawrence in the
exactly.
offseason.
That defensive line could be scary. If Nick Amanwari comes out and is a surprise rookie who comes out and is one of the most athletically gifted, versatile safeties that unlocks their entire defense, I could see that when you already have Devon Witherspoon in the nickel being the best nickel in the NFL. They have stars at all 3 levels. This wouldn't be shocking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last one for this division. I got the Los Angeles Rams. This is one that I feel most passionately about.
Oh, let's hear it.
They will be the only team in the NFL to have 2 1,200-yard receivers this year. Puka and Devontae Adams. I throw out 1,200 yards, whatever a reasonable number is. I think Puka and Devontae Adams will absolutely eat. They will be the most productive wide receiver duo in the NFL. Whatever the number is, we'll just say combined yards and 2 wide receivers. Actually, no, that's hard because Chase is going to have fucking 1,700 and whatever Higgins does. Whatever, but 2 1,200-yard receivers. I think they will both be dominant.
The only team.
Because, the Bengals have never done it. T. Higgins has never gone close to that.
No, I was going to ask about...
Cowboys could do it as well.
about the Cowboys and how
they could
high
very
you
much
were
do
on
it.
Pickens.
For sure,
Pickens is
no
gonna
options.
Pickens is going to be like an impactful 900 yards, I think. Pickens isn't the type of... He's not the volume guy that Devontae Adams is. And we all know Matthew Stafford famously feeds his number 1 receiver. Now he has 2 number 1 receivers that are both still elite. I think he'll feed them both. I think they will both be peppered with targets. The only way this doesn't happen is if they just are a dominant rushing team and don't have the passing volume, which I don't really see to be the case. So I think we're going to see both these guys berated with targets. They will be the only 2 relevant receivers on this team, and they will be both walk away every game with 17 targets.
That is
Christ,
extremely
man.
bold. So last year, there were only 12 players that finished with 1,200 receiving yards or more.
I think in the modern NFL, this has only happened twice of 2 1,200-yard receivers. And both those times were in years when the cover 2 meta wasn't necessarily the thing it was. So passing yards are higher overall. So this probably won't actually happen because it's pretty hard to have the passing yardage to make this happen. But if it's possible, I think it'll be these two.
If that happens to be the case and these two end up doing it, then I think in general my ceiling expectation for the Rams dramatically increases. And I'll go ahead and like double up with you a little bit. I think that the Rams will be a tier better than what a lot of people give them credit for. Last year, throughout the first, 7 or 8 games, their defense wasn't it didn't finish out or net out the same as it did towards the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
They went from giving up around, I think, 25, 26 points a game. And that decreased seismically to 17, 18 points a game. And now their defense is, I believe their defense is like still relatively young, especially it was last year.
Very young in the defensive line.
Yeah, exactly. And so if that carries on to be, the ceiling just got higher.
Yep, yeah, this team could be very good. And yeah, whether or not it's actually 1,200, maybe it's 1,000 receivers, only team to do that. I don't know what the volume is, but this team will be the most productive duo.
Okay.
Sounds
We're
good.
starting off pretty good.
Yep. Next up, we got the South. Well, what's your first team?
My first team can be the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay.
So for them, for the first time in 8 to 10 years, one of their lottery picks will be able to get 10 sacks this season.
Lottery picks. NBA brain.
Oh yeah, lottery picks.
Lotto picks.
One of their top edges will be able to get 10 sacks this season.
Okay.
It's been such a long time since the Falcons had. Of course, their defense has been the same story since, I was 12, 13 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And with them making the audacious moves that they did in the NBA or in the NFL draft this past summer, they need something like this to happen. The last time they had a player be able to get 10 sacks in a game, and I think he got like maybe 15 and a half sacks in this season, was 2016 Vic Beasley.
Yeah.
It's been a long fucking time, and they are, when it comes to teams who haven't had a player who be able to get 10 double-digit sacks, they have the longest drought. I think they have like an 8-year drought compared to everyone else who has like a maybe 3-4
Now,
year
James
drought.
Pierce Jr., what are you prepared to do about it? What are you prepared to answer? Because I don't think it'll be Walker, because I just think he's a little more of a project and just
Whatever.
I assume they're going to use him more versatile ways. He's going to drop into coverage. They're going to use him as more of an off-ball linebacker at times and really use the versatile athleticism he has. James Pierce Jr. will be an edge rusher, and I think he's probably the most pro-ready edge rusher, so it'll have to be him. Solid bold prediction, but I don't know if it'll happen.
It's more of a prayer than a bold prediction.
Damn.
But honestly, like, this is in terms of like things that are defining your season and predictions that you would love to see happen. This is at the top of that list.
It's 1A, 1B.
Yeah.
Donovan, what's your first team?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Okay.
They make it to the Super Bowl.
What?
Yo, he got his balls hanging right now.
Again, this is top tier, best case scenario.
Okay. Well, yeah, best case scenario for anybody is making the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that to say it's still fly Eagles fly. Like, we're still gonna do it. But if you were to make a bold prediction for the Bucs, it would be that they make it to the Super Bowl. This is one of the most consistent teams, one of the most underrated teams over the last 4 to 5 years in the NFL. And from the fact that, like, one, you go get Tom Brady and you win the Super Bowl, and then since then Baker Mayfield has been able to step in. He's been able to elevate his game and be a player that we're like, oh no, you can actually win with him. And at every level, like, they are so well coached. They have playmakers on both sides of the ball. The NFC, outside of like the Eagles, who have this insane, like the top to bottom talent on the team, everybody else, Green Bay, you still have questions about, even if you're high on them. Detroit, you still have a lot of questions to answer. True. Tampa Bay is always in these games. They're always putting themselves in position to do very, very good things. There is a scenario, and I think it is bigger. Like, that percentage is bigger than a lot of people think for Tampa Bay to make it to the Super Bowl.
This is a good one because everything you said is true. They have one of the higher floors in the conference, right? And I think with Emeka Egbuka coming in, Chris Godwin's obviously going to miss the first. Basically, it's called half of the season between coming back and ramping up to looking somewhat like Chris Godwin. Mm-hmm. Let's give him 9-10 games. Let's say it takes a long time for him to look like an approximation. That's okay. If we can get Godwin back by the end of the playoffs, or end of the regular season, and ready for a playoff run where he looks like Godwin, That could be a game-changing trio of receivers. That could be a game-changing backfield with Bucky Irving taking a year 2 leap. We know what Wirfs brings. They just extended their right tackle. Let's say the offensive line stays healthy. That could be one of the most talented offensive skill position groups in the NFL.
Exactly. And so I just think and you know, they're going to host a home playoff game because they're going to win the NFC South. And so we start talking about 2 to 3 weeks of, can you go on the road and beat, I don't know, Green Bay or something like that. Very, very possible. Can you go, they've had games against Detroit where they've played Detroit very, very well. You look at 2 years ago when they were in the playoffs against them. That was a good game against them. They beat Detroit early on in the year last year. I just think that Tampa Bay they are slept on, and they do deserve some respect.
And you know what else? I think
they can make it.
Yeah, they definitely can. They're a contender that has a real chance. And I think defensively, they have a good mix of youth and veterans. I think a few years ago they were like Team Unk, but they've since become their roster has a lot of youth around it. Like they still have Levante David, who's old as fuck. They still have Vita Vea, who is a veteran. You know, he's not necessarily young. They have Antoine Winfield, who's been around for a few years now, been in his prime for a while. Not to say he's old, but they also have Yaya Diaby, who is a young ascending edge rusher. They have a rookie who I think is going to be a slept-on corner that hopefully second half of the year is ready to give them a lot of minutes in Benjamin Morrison. I think he could be a legit impact corner as a rookie. They just have a lot of pieces at every single level where you say legit star power. So if you tell me we have a bounce back year, not to say bounce back, because it's not like last year was bad, but if they have a year where they're once again a top defense under Bowles with everything we said offensively, yeah, this could be a team that surprised people. I respect this.
Yeah. So,
all right, I have the Panthers in this division. Ted McMillan is a year 1 Pro Bowler.
How often does this happen?
With receivers,
being
pretty often.
Okay.
Pretty often. Receivers is one of the positions that I think in NFL in general, you see a lot of rookie stars. That happens a fair amount.
Yeah.
In recent years, we see it all the time where rookies come out and are stars right away. Whether or not they actually make the Pro Bowl isn't necessarily my point. I don't care. The voting is weird now, especially. But I think he will be Pro Bowl caliber as a rookie. This would be a guy that walks into the league a star, just like Malik Neighbors, just like Brian Thomas Jr., just like all the guys before him, going back to even like Odell Beckham and that whole class of guys. In the 2010s, we've seen so many impact wide receivers from day one into the 2020s as well. I think McMillan is the next guy of this ilk.
Yeah, last year there were 3 pass catching Pro Bowlers in Neighbors, Thomas, and then Brock Bowers.
Yes, and that's a generational draft there with those 3. That's insane. So not to say we can replicate that.
I mean, but even the year before, you have Laporta at tight end, you have Nakua at wide receiver. So
exactly,
you see guys, and even Nakua, who comes out of nowhere, isn't a first round pick or anything like that. You see options. And I think for T-Mac, the number one thing is not only about fit, but it's about need. And
exactly,
Carolina needed somebody like him to come in and fill that role of a true number 1 receiver. And as that happens, and as Bryce is starting to get back to the places that people thought that he could get to, okay, yeah, we're going somewhere. I like this.
Yeah, the offensive floor will be higher in part because of Bryce Young and in part because of McMillan's presence himself. I think, like you said, the volume will be outrageous. He will get the lion's share of the targets there. Shout out Jalen Coker, your favorite podcaster's favorite receiver. Jalen Coker is a hipster pick in fantasy to be impactful from the slot. I like Jalen Coker, starting the year in IR. Shout out Leggett. First team all hands, not first team all hands. Yeah. He is not somebody I'm relying on. This team will flow the ball through McMillan.
No more Leggett. No more Leggett.
No, I hope Leggett is good. I hope he's good, but those brick hands scare me, and that is not going to be a problem with McMillan.
Dude, looking at him just makes no sense. Similar to, I forget what the other receiver's name is, but similar to Leggett, I just see him just yeah, this guy's a fucking specimen. He has to be a goon. He has to be a dog. And to go,
he's a dog.
I mean, in other ways, dogs, that's not necessarily needed on the field, but not in that way.
And again, I don't want to make it sound like Leggett is shit from a butt. He's not Quentin Johnson, but his hands have not been reliable on the outside. He's had a drop problem, and I'm glad he's no longer the number 1 wide receiver here. Is all I'm saying. Hopefully he can continue to be developing in a secondary role, but thank God Bryce Young's entire vertical threat is not reliant on him.
Yeah.
Who has the Saints?
I do. And they will finish the year with an above average offensive line, which means that their offensive line is going to be top 14 in the league.
That's good. That's something that a rebuilding team could hang their hat on.
This is the bullish you can get.
Listen, man, there's not a lot, man.
They have a superstar center and drafted a first round pick at left tackle. I fucking hope they have an above average.
That's what I'm saying. It's a lot. This, once again, is a lot of prayer
Yeah.
because they've invested so many resources into this offensive line. And so now that you just drafted Banks, there's so many moving parts. Like you're moving people all across the line, trying to put people back at moving people from tackle to guard, hoping that you can like revive this career. There's 4 first-round picks on this roster. I pray that at the end of the year, you look at it and it's like, okay, yeah, this is actually one of the better offensive lines, and we can stop using first-round picks here and start building out the rest of the roster. Honestly, that's the best I can come up with.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I think that's almost a guarantee this happens. So that is a good prediction. It is not a bold one, but you will be right. So that's something.
Oh yeah,
Next up,
I got to take my wins.
you got the NFC North. Mo, what is your first team?
Okay, I think my first. I don't think I have a team here.
Oh, you didn't end up picking one here?
Nope.
Oh, you're right. 'Cause I have fucking 3 in this division.
Oh, you traded out of this one.
I did trade.
You
out
did.
of it.
Okay, I have 3. Let's go with the Bears. You guys know I'm a Bears glazer. I have faith in them through and through. I will trust Ben Johnson with my life. I will never sell Caleb Williams stock.
Okay.
With that being the case, Caleb Williams will be the Bears' first ever 4,000-yard passer this year.
Ooh, God damn.
It's never happened. It feels if Caleb is not their first ever 4,000-yard passer at some point in his career, I will shed a tear for the draft bust that is Caleb Williams, because that would be insane. And I just think this is the year. I think this team will be good offensively. Whether or not the pass rush is ready to make them a true team that could win the division, I don't know. Maybe they could win 11 games and still be 4th in this division, because this division is that stacked. They could miss the playoffs with 11 games. That's how crazy this division is. But I do have all the faith in the world. The offense will work.
It's actually very funny. So I'm looking up his stats last year, and the one thing that's bolded is his sack, because he took 68 sacks last year,
God damn it.
losing 466 yards.
Insane. And I just
It's
pray that
ridiculous.
Ben Johnson can fix that single-handedly, as well as obviously Caleb making the improvements on his own right. And obviously, this is literally never happened in Bears history. So this is the definition of a bold prediction.
Yeah.
It is, but this is also this is the prediction last year.
Exactly. So it's bold, but it's not. It's bold because everyone's low on Caleb Williams. But if Caleb Williams was a rookie coming in with this cachet with Ben Johnson, this would be like consensus, I think. If he was Cam Ward and was a blank slate with all the hope in the world, this would be consensus. But people are scared, and rightfully so. There was serious issues that he has to improve on. I just think those serious issues are common serious issues you see in young quarterbacks that develop over time. And really, this we'll take it just to say this offense is going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
think it would be a great offense.
So he threw for 3,500 last year. We can get there. We can have a couple more improvements. And if you take half of the sack yards
Yeah.
and put them on his passing yards,
Yeah.
now we're just asking, can you be 250 yards better
Yeah.
than what you were last year? Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
This 4,000 passing yards thing is just going to be just a monkey on his back for his whole career. Like, when are the Bears finally going to get their 4,000-yard passer? I hope it's over with this year. That just works.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Okay, but Donovan, I'll do one more because I have 3 teams in this division.
Okay.
Yeah, keep
I
going.
also have the Lions. This is my favorite hot take I did for this entire one. The boldest prediction I could possibly think of is for the Lions. This is the one that will ruffle the most feathers. This is the one that maybe will get me the most slander.
Did you say
Okay.
it? Did you say it?
They will be fine. I'm so over the doom and gloom with the Lions. This is a hard division, right? So
Yeah.
anybody can win this division legitimately outside the Bears. There is so much wish casting for the Lions to fall apart because they're coordinators, just because people want to be able to say the Packers, the Vikings, whatever will win the division. I think there is a chance. I'm not to say that's silly. There is a chance that the coordinators did the heavy lifting, and maybe Dan Campbell, who's not a play caller offensively, not a play caller defensively, maybe he is proven to be a fraud. Maybe he is proven to be a Ben Johnson merchant. All this stuff could be true. I find it more likely that this team once again wins 13 plus games because our roster is fucking stacked, and Dan Campbell has proven time and time again that he can find the right coordinators. He can be the cultural staple. He can keep his team together, and he will be good enough at least as a head coach that their talent can carry them, and their talent is ludicrous.
Amen. I like that.
Okay.
People want them to
Good
fail
job.
so bad because it's just like,
They-
you know what it is? Because every year there's teams that are projected to win the division, projected to be contenders that don't make the playoffs. We all know what happens every year. When we come up here and we project, like chalk picks for the playoffs, we kind of know that won't happen because it's just math. It literally never is the same year to year. But most of the time it's because of injuries or because of people falling off or factors we don't see. I just think that people want that to be the Lions because it's easy to point to them and saying coordinators. That's the thing. They're the
Yeah.
ones that fall off. I just kind of doubt it.
When was the last time that us as fans has seen such a dramatic fall off from just like a schematic standpoint?
Of losing both your coordinators?
Yeah.
The Eagles last year, they won the Super Bowl. To be fair, they hired Vic Fangio, who's a
Yeah.
legendary defensive coordinator, so that's different. But teams lose their coordinators all the time. Brain drain happens.
Yeah.
Like the Bucks lost Dave Canales. He got hired to be the Panthers head coach 2 years ago. What they do? They replaced him with Liam Cohen. Now they lost him, who's the Jaguars head coach. Some of these head coaches are just really good at finding the next talent, putting them in a position to succeed, helping them grow into themselves to get these jobs. And I think Dan Campbell's one of those guys.
But I guess one's a better question is when's the last time that we actually saw and feel the brain drain, just like, oh shit, we just aren't the same. We don't have.
Oh,
the
a team
identity.
failed because of it?
Yeah.
The Eagles after 22 because they lost Steichen and they lost Steichen, they lost Gannon, and then the next year they started off 10-1, but the defense was trash. The offense was in a funk the entire year, and so they collapsed at the end of the year, went 1-6 down the stretch because of it.
Damn.
Yeah, that happens a good amount. Teams like variance changes a lot because of losing coordinators. So again, not to say it's impossible the Lions fall off. That like you just mentioned, and then you said with the Eagles examples, it could be true. Maybe Ben Johnson is that guy that was the entire thing. I just think I don't remember exactly what went wrong with the Eagles that season. I bet there was roster issues to point to outside of just losing Steichen. I bet there was talent issues. I bet Hurts and his development weren't quite where he needed to be. I bet there was injuries and so forth that contributed to that.
That man Sirianni, man, don't get me started. I'll go to my.
We won't get into it, but I'm just saying that assuming good health, I think the Lions have enough talent to withstand that.
Okay.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy. That man almost ruined us. All right, so I have the Green Bay Packers. Next, Jordan Love, MVP winner.
Wins MVP. Wow.
Okay, bold prediction. You did mention this on the predictions episode last week that you think he has a chance.
I think we've been waiting, and yes, on one hand, it is lazy to go into every offseason and just be like, oh, well, you know what? Somebody always makes a leap, so this guy will make a leap, and kind of just ascribe that to everybody. Mm-hmm. However, somebody does always kind of take a leap, and so I will put that on Jordan Love on a team that I think is going to be at the top of the conference, a team that is going to have improved weapons on the outside, a team whose floor is already one of the highest. And Jordan Love, who, as we've been seeing him get better and better, has he progressed at the level that many people thought he was going to do 2 years ago, like whenever they went into Dallas and beat him in the playoffs? No. But last year he was hurt. Let's see a healthy Jordan Love over the entire year. Now that you get Micah Parsons, and now that defense is even better, Jordan Love can win MVP. And I think that for them, out of all because spoiler alert, there are several MVP related bold predictions on here. Out of all of the MVP related ones, I feel the strongest about this one. And if there was anybody outside of the big three to win an MVP, I would pick Jordan Love. I think that Jordan Love.
Okay.
I would bet Jordan Love to win MVP over Joe Burrow.
Wow. That's insane. That's insane.
Well,
if we are talking about cases and where people are going to be at the end of the year, I think Jordan Love this year is going to finish higher in MVP voting than Joe Burrow.
That might make sense considering just how the standards and expectations what might be the reality for the Bengals just isn't there, and they're not able to match up team wise. So I could see that.
I just don't think he's good enough. Everything you're saying is right. I just need to see a leap that I really feel concrete about. I just currently don't think he is a baseline talent threshold to win an MVP. But like you said, shit changes all the time. We see leaps all the time. If that's him, the defense will be good enough now. The weapons should be good enough now.
Yeah, I'm bought in.
Okay.
I'm bought in.
You know who else is bought in? Me on the Vikings. Ooh. They will still win the division post Micah Parsons.
No matter what.
No, of course not. No matter what, this is the toughest division in the sport. Hell, not no matter what.
You're high on them.
I said will. I just think they still can for sure. But I do all summer I have had something in my head saying the Vikings will win the division, and I still feel that way even with the Micah Parsons hype. And again, it's the same thing I've said all summer. The Lions, Packers, and Vikings all can win it. It'll come down to health. It'll come down to a myriad of factors, close games, etc. Right? But I think all three teams are equally capable, and I don't think the Vikings are outside of that group. Only team outside of the possibility of winning it is the Bears, I think. And, that's obviously just because there's a lot of assumptions to be made there. Mm-hmm. And there's one big assumption to be made with the Vikings, which is the quarterback situation, which is a bigger question mark than the coordinators for the Lions, is a bigger question mark than defensively now for the Packers with Micah Parsons. It is the biggest question mark. I have faith in Kevin O'Connell to give a good enough answer, and I feel best about their supporting cast outside the quarterback than I do any other team in this division. Besides the Lions, who also stacked roster, this Vikings roster is legitimately better in every meaningful way that they lacked last year. Interior trenches, better. They got a bruising running back now in Jordan Mason. They should be able to control the ball at the line of scrimmage much better as a running offense, as a running defense. They got 2 defensive tackles with free agency that I feel good about to pair with their good edge rushers. Fantastic talent on both sides of the ball to support their young quarterback. I just feel like they have every ingredient needed that if JJ McCarthy can be good enough, this will once again be a type of team that could win 14 games like they did last year.
I mean, this is very fair, but it's also a lot of faith in JJ McCarthy.
And I get it. And it's a blind faith thing. I just think people are too often like, no. And so much, obviously, it is the quarterback is the most important position in the league. So I'm not out here saying that like there's no chance it fails. Maybe JJ McCarthy sucks. That's obviously a possibility. You don't see me placing a slip where I'm guaranteeing the Vikings win. But I just think that there's way more world in which he's fine, and way more world in which it's not a fucking anchor that sinks the whole team.
Exactly.
I think there's plenty of ways that you can imagine a world where Kevin O'Connell, the fantastic cast, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason, a revamped offensive line, Will Fries, all these guys are good enough to make sure that JJ McCarthy has what he needs.
This is like the best team to be a part of, best roster to be a part of, top down offensively and defensively to be like a rookie quarterback.
He really doesn't have to do a lot. He really doesn't have to carry much weight at all.
I mean, you better hope that he can do it. As you've been extremely optimistic about Minnesota, I have had the complete opposite. Where someday in my head is like, man, nah, it's not going to be them.
It's so vibes based, and like I don't know. I guess I'm just less quarterback pilled than everybody. Where everyone's like, it's all about the QBs, and not to say up here we are, but that's like the general sentiment is like so much of the analysis is starts and ends with the quarterback, which is true to some extent. Like it is obviously more important than any position in any other sport, but their team is just so good, and the improvements they made are so substantial to specifically a team with a young quarterback that I just think not enough is made of that because too much is focused on with the quarterback. And I get it. People aren't out here doing Will Fries breakdowns on ESPN. People aren't out here going to be like, Jonathan Allen is the key and the interior defensive line to unlocking Andrew Gennard even further. So I'm not necessarily expecting them to be a big focus and talking points, but I think it'll be more important than anything.
I'm 5 hours away from putting the Vikings last in the NFC North.
I know that's possible because this division is insane. And like, again, it will come down to injuries most likely if we're being like the reality of it all, but that's not a fun conversation. I think they're just as talented as the other guys though.
Okay.
Next division, NFC East. Mo, who you got?
Okay, so I got a couple teams here. I think the first team that I want to start out with is the Eagles.
Okay.
So my thing is not fully written here because I wanted to say it to your face. Not bold. Eagles secondary collapses. CB2 is a bigger question. Can't survive shootouts. I think that you guys will no longer be a tier 1 team.
Oh.
So you'll be a tier 1.5 team.
So you think they'll be behind the 3 AFC teams? And maybe behind the Packers or whoever else you view in the NFC?
Potentially behind the Packers. Yeah, I think teams will go ahead and see. There hasn't been a weakness over the course of 13 months that a lot of teams have been able to identify. And then the second that they do have one, I think you're going to expect a little bit more, want a little bit more from the offense, from your quarterback, from Jalen Hurts. And I don't know if I'm going to assume Saquon Barkley is going to go ahead and continue to put up like godly numbers. I have no reason to go ahead and do so. But that just means also that there's a little bit less room for error, a little bit less room for mishaps, a little bit less room for mishaps specifically from Jalen Hurts as well.
Okay, you know what? This sounds crazy, and it's a bold prediction. It is bold because I don't think anybody is really doubting the Eagles. You do see this historically. It's hard to maintain a Super Bowl core year after year, especially when you win and you get everybody coming for your free agents, which we did see this summer with the Eagles. So they did lose talent on both sides of the ball in different places. And I think it's been more ignored, I think, than most years. Like every time a Super Bowl contender gets leashed off like that, I think there's a desire to be like, that's going to mean something. Look out for the regression. I don't think people have done that with the Eagles just because they won so dramatically and they beat the piss out of the Chiefs that the inclination is to be like, oh, well, this is just one of the best teams of all time. The run's going to keep on going, right? Like, we trust Howie Roseman. They always win. They're always contenders. It wouldn't be the most shocking thing in the world if there's a year that requires a talent reload and they have an off year, which an off year, they still win like 11 games, but they're just not in the Super Bowl. That wouldn't be shocking.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Just need a year to load up.
I
let the
like
young
this
guys
from
be-
you, man. I like this from you.
If they're first in the
You
division,
know what
but
I'm
like
saying?
the 2 or 3
it's
seed.
week 1. You starting to get. I like this from you. I like that.
Treat me like a Make-A-Wish kid.
Let's
Honestly,
go.
this is probably like
Yeah.
this is one of the more overlooked possibilities. I think. Like
He pulled up his shorts. He's starting to hoop now.
Yeah.
I like this.
this is
Oh,
bold.
man.
This is why we do this episode.
Yeah.
This is a bold take that's actually possible.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you would agree outside of your biases. There is a world in which this happens.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I mean,
no one's saying they're missing the playoffs, but if they're a 3 seed with 11 wins, super possible.
that's fair.
Who's your first team in this division?
I have the Commanders.
Okay.
Guess what? Jaden Daniels wins MVP.
Jesus
All right.
Christ.
This man loves the MVP award.
Oh man,
You believe? Okay.
so and I'll
Yeah.
the reason why I went with this is because I am extremely of the belief that regression is about to happen to this team in
Naturally.
terms of their fourth down efficiency,
Yes.
in terms of their stuff in one score games, and I think that that's going to count for something, but I also think that they're going to be good, right?
Yes.
And so like I don't want to come up here and be like, yeah, the Commanders are going to miss the playoffs, they're going to lose all these games. That's not going to happen. I do think that there is a world where Jaden Daniels, who this team, it's the same thing that we saw with CJ Stroud, where they sucked. And there was a reason why they were picking second overall in the draft. And then this guy comes in and is able to change absolutely everything. Those guys are MVP caliber guys. And those guys can win MVPs. And so I think that for Jaden Daniels going into year 2, and low-key, part of it is a little bit because of I see the scenario that Mo laid out.
Yeah.
Where if there is a little bit of regression for the Eagles and they aren't the best team in the conference, there's a slight window where Washington can establish themselves in the division, in the conference. And if that happens, it's going to be because Jaden Daniels. They are the oldest team in the league. The defense still has a lot of talent that you're like, all right, like, are we actually going to roll with this to win games? If they do win games, it's going to be because of Jaden Daniels. So I think that the best case scenario, the bold prediction would be all that regression stuff. That's for nerds. We're just going to win games, and it's going to be because of Jaden.
And there's a real world where you mentioned with some of your other MVP adjacent picks that like somebody
That's the last one, by the way.
thank God. Somebody like puts themselves into tier 1 conversation talks in the NFL
Yeah.
constantly. And Jaden Daniels low-key did that last year. We're just waiting to see if he can do it again. But he played at a tier 1 quarterback level for a lot of last year with some rookie hiccups in the beginning, to be expected. I think right now, I think he's like the 6th best quarterback in the league for my rankings. If I'm doing the rankings, the top 4, I'm going Herbert 5, Jaden Daniels 6 with a gun. And then like Stafford, the rest of the guys after that. To me, I already believe that. If you tell me he has another great year where he even levels up in some ways and he becomes consensus top 5 and like passes Herbert and gets into that MVP caliber, that is not just is that's likely. I almost guarantee that happens. I don't guarantee anything, so it's not possible, but I feel like that's very likely.
Yeah. Okay. But so yeah, that's the scenario in which, and like the best case scenario that I think Jaden Daniels and the Commanders have this year.
Okay.
I'm going to go with one for the Cowboys that is not best case scenario. I think this one is just very likely as well. It's real simple. I think Dak Prescott leads the NFL in passing yards.
You've been saying this a lot.
This defense is piss. It is so bad, and it is the model of this team is exactly like the Bengals from last year. It is a
Yes.
terrible defense, but this defense does not have the leading sacker in the NFL in Trey Hendrickson because they just traded him to the Packers. So this defense will be even worse. They will not be good against the pass. They will not be good against the run. They will be bad, bottom 3 in the league. And this passing offense will be high-powered. So high-powered they keep themselves in games because Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and George Pickens are incredibly hard to deal with. And I just think they're going to be playing from behind every single week. They have no rushing attack. Javonte Williams is starting running back. Cooked. Miles Sanders, backup running back. Cooked. Jaden Blue, rookie. That speedster, not necessarily the best prospect in the world. I don't necessarily feel like any of those guys are going to jump off the page and give you impactful rushing. They'll have to pass the ball and have good offense. They'll have to have good offense to be in games, let alone win them. I think they'll be slinging it nonstop. And we'll once again, assuming he stays healthy, see a year in which Dak Prescott is in these like pseudo MVP talks.
Yeah, because we've even like aside from the MVP year that he had, we've seen the Dak Prescott formula, especially when the Cowboys are bad, which is we get down by 17 and it's a terrible game. Fourth quarter happens. Cowboys make a fake comeback. Dak throws for like 130 yards in the fourth quarter. And now we're here. So I do think that for him to lead the NFL in passing yards is fair, especially when the other guys, and obviously not that they have like bad arms or whatever, but like Lamar with his rushing ability and Derrick Henry, that offense is run first.
Yeah.
With Buffalo, you've seen them start to be, especially with their pass catchers, you've seen them really lean on the run, on these like jumbo looks with the offensive line and Josh Allen's running ability. Unless Mahomes comes out and wins the MVP, he's not throwing for crazy numbers. So it's really between NFC Bengals or AFC
Exactly.
Bengals.
And the
like that.
AFC Bengals have a better rushing game and somehow a better defense, I think, than the Cowboys.
That's crazy. Wow.
Somehow.
Man.
So obviously the Bengals passing offense will be more potent. They just
Yeah.
might not be as necessitated to be slinging the ball quite as much.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, or last in this section, I have the New York Giants. And my bold prediction is Jackson Dart ends up QB1 and shows franchise QB potential. They finally have
Okay.
a guy after quite some time.
What you laid out is their hopes and dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Your bold prediction is everything everybody in New York wants.
He's on prayers today.
Yeah, this is a prayer for sure. I mean, you know what? I think he could end up QB1 for sure. I think there's a good chance he ends up starting halfway through the year. That's very possible. TBD, if it's franchise QB worthy or not. I have no fucking clue what to expect from him.
He is going to end up as QB1. Russell Wilson is a one-trick pony at this point.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston should not be playing football. He needs to be on the sideline, at the whiteboard, in the locker room. Like that. That's his job. Jackson Dart is the only one on that roster with like actual talent and some youth. There's still a sparkle in his eye.
Yeah.
Right. You can still create some stuff. And we've seen, mind you, it was like 3-4 years ago where we've seen Dable create an offense around Daniel Jones. If they can be successful with him,
Yeah.
I'm sure they can find a way with this defense, with this defensive line specifically, to make a competent game plan to have Dart look good.
It's a good one. That's that. Again, for bold predictions that will define their season, this is the one that will define their season.
And I will go even a notch further. I think they're probably going to go ahead. Actually, let me not say that because I
Don't go any more notches.
I didn't
go
go
any more
ahead and
notches.
look at their schedule, so never mind.
No more notches for the Giants.
Never mind.
They've had enough notches from you. That's done with the NFC. Moving on to the AFC. AFC West. Which teams do I have in this division? I have two. I'll go with the Chargers first. I have allowed myself very little hopium since Rashawn Slater injury. I'm doing it today. I'm allowing myself to once again look at things on the bright side.
Okay.
This team will have a top 10 offense.
If that happens in my mind, this immediately means that Omarion Hampton skyrockets,
Correct.
surges, kills everyone, and murders their expectations.
If this
Correct.
if it's a top 10 offense, like they make the playoffs,
Correct.
they win a playoff game.
Probably not. And that'll be more, that's a different conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
Because they'll be
it's-
facing another great team.
Yeah,
and
but
I think this
still.
team is in a similar spot as last year where they're going to get to the playoffs and they're going to, with Slater out already, who knows what other injuries rack up by then, they'll probably be outmatched by a top tier team. If they get in as a wild card team, they're going to face the fucking Bills or whatever and be outmatched on both sides of the ball. So I don't think they have high playoff aspirations. And I think defensively, Jesse Minter is a genius. I think he is a future head coach, true defensive future of the league type of guy. I think his defensive principles, how he maximizes talent is real. So the defense won't be bad or anything. But if they are, they'll probably be closer to the back half of the top 10 than they are like top 5 like they were last year in a lot of metrics. If you tell me they're 12th in defense efficiency per EPA per play or something like that, that's also possible. Just because last year they beat up on a lot of bad quarterbacks and got that defensive ranking up by beating the shit out of bad quarterbacks. Not to say they're bad against good teams, but if you tell me there's some regression there, that makes them not a top flight team. They lost some talent, don't have the cornerback room, don't have the edge rusher room outside of Khalil Mack. All that can be true. Offensively, I sold myself on Omarion and Hampton and Najee Harris being the answer to the lack of rushing efficiency last year. J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards had no juice last year. Like, shout out to Broncos fans that are convinced themselves J.K. Dobbins will be fantastic. I wish that were the case. He has very little juice. He is very slow. Still smart. Still a good vision. No juice in his legs. I think Omarion Hampton can be a top 10 running back right away. I think he's that level of talent. I think the offensive line is an issue without Slater, but I could see a world where it's good enough still, and you have Justin Herbert, who the passing offense won't be an issue. Justin Herbert is fantastic at dealing with that pressure. He's been dealing with bad offensive lines his entire career. And I think the offensive weapons in terms of receivers and tight ends are seismically better than last year. So if they can go from like 22nd in rushing EPA per play with the running backs last year to 12th this year, let's say it's still not top tier because the offensive line isn't good enough, and Justin Herbert does what he did last year, keeps them as a top 10 passing offense EPA per play, which he somehow did with Lad McConkey and QJ as the only weapons, I think they will be a top 10 offense. Because with Lad McConkey and Keenan Allen as the inside slot guys, whatever, their main 2 targets, I think that is so much more impressive or so much more potent when you have Trey Harris and KLS, who I don't know what they're going to be as rookies, if they're going to have like star ceiling right away. That's what would be necessary for them to win a fucking playoff game or Super Bowl. Those guys are 3 stars. I'm not going that far. But if they are competent boundary receivers that can stretch the field with Justin Herbert, who's obviously pinpoint accurate at those type of play types, and they're good enough, and you give balance to the wide receiver room with improved running back talent, I think it would be shocking if they were a below average offense.
Listen, I feel like for the Chargers, this is something that you kind of hope for every year.
Yeah,
Like,
with Herbert, yeah.
it's like if you have one of those top guys, you may not feel like it's fair to be like, oh yeah, you have Herbert, go win a Super Bowl, go be a dynasty.
Yeah.
Like obviously, like that's not gonna happen. But if you are considered by a lot of people to be like the 5th best quarterback in the league, go ahead and do it. Like top 10 is upper third of the league is very doable, especially on a year-to-year basis. And you see a lot of people, a phrase that's becoming one of my favorites when people talk about quarterbacks who have like bad surrounding situations or something. They're like, well, that's what the money's for.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I like that. So I think for Herbert and the Chargers, top 10 is. Yeah,
Last year they were 13th in EPA per play.
Yeah.
And even 0 EPA per play added. There's only 13 teams that, or 12 teams. Actually, no, 11 because the Falcons were also 0. 12 teams that had a positive EPA per play. The Packers were number 12 was the last team there. And number 10 last year was the 49ers at 0.03 added EPA per play. I think they can break that. And I think there's so much help for Herbert now compared to last year. And again, it's all young and it's all rookies. Maybe these guys suck. Who knows? Maybe it's not going to happen.
But
Maybe there's another offensive line injury.
Year 2 lad though.
Yeah. But like Herbert, for everything that's made of him and all the haters and the playoff stuff, which is obviously true to different extents based on the dramaticism of the person saying it, he is one of the best floor raisers at the quarterback position. He has done the most with least compared to some of the other quarterbacks around the league. And obviously, we have years where Josh Allen has no weapons. We have years where Patrick Mahomes has no weapons, all that. That's kind of been the story of Herbert's entire career, and he's made it work. He consistently makes it work with poor protection, with starting his career with Phillip Rivers leftover weapons. He's never really gotten his own batch of like premier weapons to come up with. He's never had explosive receivers. Even when things were at their best, it was Austin Eckler, who was a 0 as a runner, but a good pass catching running back, and Keenan Allen, who is not explosive, just very great at getting open, but not a downfield stretcher. He's never had people that shift the geometry of the offense, making defenses really have to game plan for them. And I think Hampton could be that. I think the combination of vertical receivers can be that. And we know Lad McConkey is that.
Okay,
Let's
strong
get
take.
hopium.
And I think Joe Alt's going to wear a gold jacket. So I think if we see a year 2 leap where he's just the best of the time.
Okay.
Oh, who's next?
I'll go next because my team is the Raiders. And the Raiders, they're going to win 10 games and a playoff game.
That's super bold.
And a playoff game.
10
We're
games?
getting the Raiders to the divisional round of the playoff.
That's a lot.
I had to decide how bold I wanted to be.
Got pretty bold.
Pretty bold. I think so. Right now, 10 games plus 360 on FanDuel. I think, like we said earlier when we were talking about their game versus the Patriots, whichever team wins this game is going to win 10 games. And
Why?
you got to. You got.
I like that line of thinking.
You know what I'm saying? Understand? It's going to be a lot of those.
Yeah.
But
Whoever wins week 1 between the Patriots and the Raiders is destined for 10.
No matter what.
and I'm watching. I'm gonna look at the TV and be like, "Big third down here." You know what I'm saying? just open to that. But I do think that offensively, if we're talking about the Bengals being able to make the playoffs, we're talking about the Cowboys even with Micah and the defense being bad, being like, okay, like they can be kind of sneaky or whatever. The Raiders are kind of in the same boat in terms of archetype when you look at a team that you expect to have a good offense and and like a subpar defense.
Yeah.
And so I think when you look at a team like that has a bad or an easier schedule.
Yeah. Tough division though.
Right. Things go right. You can squint your eyes and say they can win 10 games. Now the bold part about this is obviously the playoff game. But you know what? Super Wildcard Weekend things get wild.
I guess that is true.
The 10 games, I do feel obviously better about the 10 games than the playoff games. But 9, we said it earlier, 9 wins I think is extremely possible.
Yeah.
I think they can win
Raiders.
9 wins for sure and be last in the division still. This is that type of division
Dude,
like the
fuck,
NFC North.
man.
Like
Yeah.
they could win 9, the Chargers 10, the Broncos 10, and then the Chiefs 13 or whatever. And they could still be last. It's that type of loaded division. Yeah,
That's
I mean,
hellacious.
obviously we talk about this a lot. I think to make the Bengals comparison is the most outlandish Geno Glaze I've ever heard in my life from a Geno Glazer. I think you should be ashamed of yourself. But I see that an offensive line. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
They would have to have. I'd have to feel better about the offensive line though, just because their wide receivers are astronomically worse than the teams you mentioned as blueprints of how to make this run. Most of the time, those teams have elite weapons on the outside, which maybe if you Brock Bowers is that.
The other 2 teams also don't have a Genty. And so if you also think that
That's true.
like Genty it's in the same boat as the quarterbacks where it's like, well, that's what the money's for.
Yeah.
And so like for Genty, we take you 5th overall because we do think that you're going to be one of the best running backs of this era. And so even like early on Saquon, who that offensive line was never amazing, you were still able to get a level of production out of him that provided the Giants a floor. And so even whenever it's like geriatric Eli, but you have a young Saquon and Odell, you can kind of
And Odell.
I understand that, but like you can have that. And so now you bring Odell down, but you have one of the best pass catchers in the league in Brock Bowers. You have an upgrade at quarterback in terms of Geno Smith over that version of Eli Manning, and then Ashton Genty. You have things like that. You have Chip Kelly, who is going to be able to design a fairly a very cool running game, and like the stuff that he was doing at Ohio State can transfer over here. And you have just the overall culture setter, or whatever, and competence of Pete Carroll. The Raiders are in a better situation than I think you are giving them credit for. Obviously, 10 games is very, very lofty, but for the bold prediction, they can 9 to 10 is where they should be shooting.
I don't really doubt anything you said in terms of like you said you think they're better than I give them credit for situation wise. I don't doubt anything you said. You just didn't say a fucking thing about their defense, and I think that's like detrimental. I think that's the side of the ball that I really doubt. And I agree with you in principle about everything you said on why their offense can be, much, much closer to impacting games and winning them playoff level games than it was last year. I just think if you're going to have an offense built around a running back like that, I need to feel good about the offensive line being good enough for him to lift you that high. And I don't remember who was on the offensive line for Saquon's rookie year. I bet it was a better group than the Raiders have now. That's the part that if you want to say it's a run first team that has the quarterback to make it work in lieu of the outside weapons, fine. They better have a damn good offensive line to facilitate that. And if I feel bad about your offensive line, bad about your secondary, bad about your trenches on defense outside of Max Crosby, I don't have much to point to outside of the premier skill players, which are great. But, you win the games in the trenches, and I think the trenches stink.
And that's why they're not going to win the Super Bowl.
I guess so.
But teams win in the regular season, and teams win games even when they don't have picture perfect Trent's play. Like I don't know, any team. Like,
I know, but I said I teed it up because I figured you're going to say like the Bengals, and they have Superman at quarterback.
No, yeah, not them. But I'm saying like I
it
think
is possible. You're right.
I think like whenever we get to projecting, and especially like as we get to the end of the summer where all we've done is just like project for the last 2 months, like obviously everybody's very emboldened in the way that they feel about stuff. But like not everybody is going to have the Eagles offensive line, the Ravens offensive line, and just like the top 3 units in the world. So like people still have to figure out a way to get stuff done. And there are teams that are going to have the 16th, the 17th best O-line, right? The 20th best D-line, and still figure out a way to win a couple games. And so if you're able to piece some stuff together and you do have at the top of the league talent at some of the other positions, I do think that you're going to be able to muster up a little bit of success.
I know,
That's where I'm at with the Raiders.
I'm with you. That is super possible. There is different ways to win games than traditional build in the trenches, but those teams that do that often have Joe Burrow, often have Justin Herbert, often have Micah Parsons, have all these guys, and they do have Max Crosby, but not much support there either. I think they can win 9-8 games, like get in that range.
You know what changes? They'll win 11.
Fuck it, there you go. They're just say they can win the Super Bowl. That's what you believe.
Exactly.
Mo, which team you got?
I got the Denver Broncos. And I believe Bo Nix will finish the season as a top 10 quarterback. I think it was either the first or the second episode I told you guys that, oh shit, I just found out that this guy played throughout not the entirety of the season, but midway through the season with a fracture in his back. And he played through that since I think mid-November and forward. It's fucking kind of a fucking big deal, but he was able to go ahead and play through that pressure. And where in you guys' mind, what's his like tier of NFL quarterback? Is he like middle of the pack?
17.
Yeah, I was gonna say 17 exactly. Yeah.
Man, I thought he was like 15. Well,
Yes,
if that's the case, he's gonna take a fucking absurd.
17 or 14.
Yeah,
And that 14's in the high end. That range, mid to late teens.
yeah. So now knowing that he was coming into the season with certain expectations, fully healthy also as well, has a season under his belt going through this offense. Of course, like we all know, it's been talked about through and through when it comes to his weaknesses, but also there's certain things coming out of college a long time ago. Coming out of college for him, there was a lot of criticisms made about his game. Little things like, oh, like how good is he going to be when it comes to his ability to sort of be a playmaker? What are you going to do when your first option's taken away? Those kind of like on the fly things that takes you from like a quarterback to be like, okay, like he can not tank this team.
Yeah.
He was able to showcase that. And so I think he'll be able to take another step forward, have a lot of opportunities to go ahead and do so because of that hellacious defense and enter himself in that echelon.
You mentioned the part at the end of why this could be the case. It's because of that defense. He could get into this conversation for team success for sure. I don't think I would view him as a top 10 quarterback. I don't necessarily see that ceiling.
Yeah.
He could. I'm not writing it off. But I think if it's consensus, it's probably because the team is really good and there's obviously a lot of team success put into quarterback rankings for some people. So that's not. Yeah, if you tell me he's ranked 10 by an ESPN list come week 15 or whatever, because the Broncos are the two in the division and are firmly a playoff team, that's possible.
Yeah, I mean,
It's gonna have. I mean, the early part of the schedule is easy, and so if they come out and are just striking, and it's gonna be Bo Nix year 2 leap.
Exactly.
It's happening.
So yeah, that's very possible. But I don't see myself ranking in the top 10. But he could surprise me.
Yeah.
Year 2 leaps happen all the time. We'll see. Chiefs, I have their starting running back come playoff time is currently not on the roster. They will make a move this season, in-season trade for a starting running back. I think you look around the league, there's a lot of running backs that may become available. There's a 3-headed running trio in Jacksonville. There's some guys potentially available in the Jets if that goes sideways. A lot of teams around the league, there could be some running back shape up happening. I'm talking about the other one potentially being available. There might be a lot of guys available, and I think this team, if they are who we think they are this year, where we have all the faith in the offensive line bouncing back, we feel good about the receiver room. I think their offense could be clicking, and they can get to a point where they look around, they say, "Oh, we're going to be in the Super Bowl again. Oh, we have one weakness on the roster: Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco. Let's get another guy in here that's a little more juice." We've seen them do it, but they did it last year with Kareem Hunt. They brought him back midway through the year after Pacheco got hurt, and maybe Pacheco comes back a year removed from breaking his goddamn leg in season and looks fine and good enough. That's also possible. But I think even if he does look like Pacheco of old, which Pacheco of old still wasn't somebody who is Teflon to the point where you can't acquire a more talented back.
This is it's bold, but it's also very necessary.
Yeah.
Because I'm shocked that they didn't do it this year. You know? Like throughout the draft, throughout the offseason, and especially as you've started to see this like running back renaissance where everyone's like, we actually do care about the running back again. The Chiefs, knowing what they went through last year, it was kind of weird. So I'm with you. I think for them, a lot of it and the way that they operate is so much like Patrick save us. And so if we can get into a situation where like if Josh Simmons is good in the offense, even without a premier running back or like a top 12 running back, if the offense is on schedule, they may not feel the need to go out and get the back. But I do think that there's going to be a little bit of their offense and a little bit of growing pains where they say, we need to take a little bit off of Mahomes' plate. Okay. So I like that.
Travis Etienne, welcome to Kansas City. Next up, we got the AFC South. Donovan, who's your first team?
Let's go with the Tennessee Titans. They're going to make the playoffs.
Oh.
Whoa, man.
Are they going to be first in their division?
I don't know. But Cam Ward is that guy.
He is that guy.
Cam Ward is that guy. And you look at the only teams that have worse playoff odds, the Jets, the Giants, the Browns, the Saints. Tennessee is in a division that is extremely winnable.
Very.
I'm not worried about the Colts. I'm not worried about the Jags. The only thing that would be obviously in the way of Tennessee would be Houston, and it's 100%, not 100%, but it's mainly because of their defense. I am choosing to believe and choosing to be optimistic about the fact that, hey, change is going to be better. What if I'm wrong? Which, listen, I might be. And if that offensive line still sucks and the Texans, once again, have an offense that cannot get themselves out of the mud, you're looking at a team that 9-8, right? 8-9, depending on one-score games. Tennessee, when you have a quarterback and you have somebody who's different, hey, man, you could squint your eyes and you can see it. And so I think that Cam Ward has already shown his ability to throw the ball. You've already seen he has a connection with a number one receiver already in Calvin Ridley. Yeah. Tony Pollard has been much improved over what he was a couple years ago in Dallas. They spent money to actually upgrade the offensive line better than it was last year.
That's a big thing for sure.
Like they have these improvements. You hope that defensively you can also get to a place where you feel comfortable and just allowing the offense to have moments to go and take games, but they can do it. And if there was ever a long shot to make the playoffs, it would be the Titans.
Following that up right there, this aligns perfectly with my pick, the Houston Texans. I believe that CJ Stroud will have a down year.
Damn.
Another down year. I don't believe in that line for 1 second. And because of that, I also I don't believe that the Titans will be better necessarily, but obviously the pathway is there for someone else, one of these other random teams to go and sneak in there and grab like a measly 8 wins or 9 wins or so.
Weak ass number 1 seed in the division.
Yeah. 9 wins is going to win the AFC South.
Yeah, probably. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, this is fair. They have a bad offensive line that they did very little to address. They have different names in there, but not quality names that you feel good about. Again, every team like this thinks they're going to bring guys in from different teams and think we can fix them in our system who fit us better. It's possible. They have a new offensive coordinator who's a blank slate. Maybe it goes well, maybe it doesn't. There's a lot of question marks in here. So as far as bold predictions, I can understand being down on the Texans offense. There's certainly a baked-in downside that could sink them.
Yeah, not that fun.
Is bad.
You know it is fun.
What's
Jacksonville Jaguars, Travis Hunter will be a year 1 Pro Bowler.
Here we go.
Very believable.
Same thing as McMillan. We got year 1 Pro Bowlers in the first round of the wide receiver position. I feel very confident. You know why? Because he's going to play snaps on both sides of the ball, and it's going to be cool, and he's going to get votes.
And even if he doesn't have crazy numbers offensively, there is still going to be a little bit baked into it where it's like, but he's doing all that at a disadvantage because he's playing it. Like, he's going to get a boost in whatever.
The discourse around him, he will be in the running for votes forever because of two-way impact that nobody else has that on their side when come discourse season.
Yeah. And
it's not simple.
I'm glad that you have the one positive. Well, actually, no, we have 2 positives. For the Colts, it is very negative. Shane Steichen, first head coach to get fired.
That's probably a good bet. I don't know. Is there lines for that? I don't know. If there is, I bet he's first.
There will be. And I just think that Daniel Jones played last year, and he went 2-8.
Daniel Jones not good. Notably not good.
And even though that, like, if you go away from Daniel Jones and you go to Richardson, you go back to him. He was 6-5 last year as a starter. By then, it just might be too late. And from all the things that Steichen said, from all the reasons why we think that Daniel Jones got the job is because he is the quote unquote safer option. You are trying to give him another quote unquote long leash. If that is the case and you give Daniel Jones time to be Daniel Jones, I think that this team is going to lose a lot of games. And so I think it's going to start to get scary. And so I think that Steichen is going to be the first head coach fired.
Yeah, I don't even know who. Like, I don't really have an argument for Shane Steichen keeping his job because I don't have a bright side approach to the Colts this year. I'm not necessarily a Colts optimist. So the only way I could refute this is if I could think of a coach that has a better chance of getting fired.
There's one, and it's McDaniels in Miami.
That's a good pick. Yeah, it's a good pick.
But they have. You still have Tyreek. You still have Tua. And
they're more upside for sure.
Yeah, their floor is also just higher. But I think Steichen lost his job the moment they benched Richardson this year, because once you take somebody that high in the draft and he does not work out, or you bench him for the second time in the 3 years that he's been in the league, it's kind of an acknowledgement of like, this is a failed experiment, and people lose their jobs over that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. AFC North. I have how many teams here? I
got 2 teams here.
I got
myself.
one. What's your first team, Mo?
My first team is the Baltimore Ravens. I believe that Lamar Jackson will win the 3rd unanimous MVP award.
Oh,
First one to win it.
Unanimous.
Yeah, there's been 2 other years where players have won it. Shocker, is one of the players who won it, and also I think Peyton Manning won it as well. So I believe this will be the 3rd one. Obviously, like all year, the most unbold prediction is that like Lamar Jackson probably going to win MVP. Oh yeah, Ravens are going to be elite. I'm going
the best QBs to win MVP. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, push it another level, another tier ahead. I don't even know if it is like that wildly bold, but another unanimous MVP will be brought, and I think also added a little bit more sprinkle to it. It'll be one of the last unanimous MVPs that we see in quite some time.
Okay.
Well, that's a good bet because only 2, so that's a good one to throw on.
Yeah, exactly.
Tom Brady was the first one in 2010.
Oh my bad, I said Tom Brady. I meant to say I said Peyton Manning.
Yeah. So okay, I can see the unanimous part of it is the very bold part, because obviously like with them splitting votes between Allen and Lamar, to have everybody on your side when we are in one of the more talented QB eras, that's insane.
You know why it's bold
That's
too?
different.
Because there is already a preseason push that the narrative is put in place for Burrow to win it.
Really?
There's so many people want to give Burrow an MVP so fucking bad. Like, people are dying to find any reason to make him MVP. So I feel like no matter what, there's going to be some motherfuckers out there that Lamar could throw for 62 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. And somebody's going to be like, but Joe Burrow's carrying his team. He plays the game the right way. Look at him. His processing is insane. And there will be people that vote for him. I feel like that's going to happen no matter what. So I know what I think is likely. I think he gets 98% of the votes, and there's a couple dissenters who go Burrow because they decided preseason they're going Burrow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough.
If that's the case,
But that's
then,
nice, though.
hey man, if that's the case, then that just tells me that the Baltimore Ravens have shown they weren't like as elite going into the season.
Wasn't there a year where Braun got in Miami got like all but one MVP vote?
I think so.
He was one away.
I think-
I could totally see that.
Yeah, I think it was like 2013 or something like that.
Okay, but that's a good one. I'm fully on board the Lamar MVP hype train. That
Yeah.
obviously, it's a good pick.
Following that Joe Burrow sentiment that you did mention, my next pick is the Cincinnati Bengals. And my bold take is that they will have a historic offensive season, but sprinkling a little bit more on top of that, Joe Burrow will throw for the most touchdown passes in NFL history.
Oh.
That being 56 precisely.
Damn. Greatest show on turf, part 2 in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And they go 7-9 with it.
And they don't make the playoffs.
Make the playoffs at 7-9?
56 is diabolical.
Yeah, that's insane.
I mean, because it's like for Peyton to get to 55.
Yeah.
But there's an extra game.
There is an extra game.
There
There's an extra game. But Peyton got to 55 and had 7 touchdowns in one game. But I guess if you just say, another regular Joe Burrow game added 3 touchdowns to it, you can bring it down. But
So why didn't you draft him in fantasy? Why did you draft Pat Mahomes over him? With this stuff, you should have picked him in fantasy.
he said it's
Listen,
bold.
man. Listen, this is a bold prediction. Do I believe it? Not necessarily. I believe half of it.
Okay. Yeah, again, also a good, just like it's a good bet that Lamar wins MVP, good bet to bet that Cincinnati Bengals have a good offense.
Yeah.
So, historic though, like one of the better scoring seasons of all time.
By far,
Okay.
they have to be like the best scoring season of all time in order for this to happen.
Okay.
And if this does happen, this kind of does step on my Baltimore Ravens tape, because if this is the actual conversation, then I can definitely see a world in where no, you're not getting unanimous
If he
MVP no
has
matter
56 touchdowns, he's got to win MVP.
what. You're not getting unanimous
Unless
MVP.
Lamar has 52 and 10 rushing.
Yeah,
Dude.
exactly.
I'm looking at Peyton's game log for 2013. He had 11 out of 16 games where he threw for 3 or more touchdowns.
Just insane season.
Jeez.
To the Steelers, I have Jalen Ramsey makes his first All-Pro team since 2021.
Yeah, Demon Home. He back.
And I'm just so excited because they're going to use him in the slot, at safety, moving all around the line of scrimmage, rushing the passer, playing the run, outside, locking up one-on-one receiver sometimes. They're going to use him in such a versatile way. You don't trade Minkah Fitzpatrick for a cornerback unless you plan on having him also play safety, also play nickel, also play outside. Jalen Ramsey is ready to be unlocked in his full versatile fashion. I think Unk has one more All-Pro season left in him at least, and they're going to get it this year.
Yeah, there's been like a thing like since he left LA, it's been like, oh yeah, Jalen Ramsey's washed. He's not good anymore. It's like he's actually still a really, really good player and still very impactful. And so if he can be on one of the better units in the league, one of the better defenses in the league, this is I like it.
And there's been the baked-in talking point since he was drafted that when he's old and washed, move him to safety, and he'll be great for another 3 years. Like, that talking point has been there for a decade now. People are waiting to be able to be like, look at him making a Charles Woodson change, going to safety and reinvigorating his career. Yeah. That is the perfect all-pro discourse talking point to get him back on these leaderboards.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, who got the Browns? Who got the misfortune of getting the Browns?
I did.
What'd you write? Should or something?
They will have more fights in the stadium than wins.
That's a great bet,
now,
man.
they have, I'm going to read you off their home playoff, not their home playoff, their home schedule. Cincinnati, Green Bay, Minnesota, Miami, Baltimore, San Francisco, Tennessee, Buffalo, Pittsburgh. If we assume that they beat Miami and Tennessee.
Why the fuck would we assume that?
Just because those are the two worst teams at home.
Yeah.
It's the two worst teams at home, and you are giving them home field advantage. Those three, and let's say you get one divisional game, 3 home wins. I promise you there will be 4 fights in the Browns stadium this year, and they will have more fights than wins.
You know what? That's a fair bet. I'll give you that one. That's a good one.
Hilarious.
Next up, last division, we have the AFC East. I have the Jets in this division.
Okay.
Nice.
The Jets will be drafting number 1 overall in the 2026 draft.
Ooh.
My bold prediction, this is the worst team in the NFL.
You hate Justin Fields.
I don't love him.
But like, so there's no version of like they can be frisky. The defense can do just enough.
No, of course there's a version. Yeah.
The running game is going to be all right.
Sorry, to go back, to tail back a little bit to the Cleveland Browns. They're ranked one of the most dangerous stadiums in the NFL. They be throwing hands at them tailgates.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody's just going to be mad. Everybody's going to be, from week 1 on, after they get their first loss and it's a divisional loss and you lose to the Bengals whose defense sucks, everyone's just going to pull up and just be like, damn, man.
Dude, 20 minutes ago, the Fox team there just put out a whole article about how the city has been already fighting the Browns and all that when it comes to how they need to up their security level. 20 minutes ago, this came out. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I think the Jets are going to suck. To answer your question, is there a world in which the defense is dominant and the run game works and they maximize Justin Fields' legs and Garrett Wilson is the one viable receiving option and the running back duo runs for 1,000 yards a pop?
Yeah.
Sure, that's possible. To me, that screams 7 wins as the ceiling. If your ceiling to me is 7 wins and your floor is 3, I don't think there's much reason for me to believe in the good outcome. That's not a good range of outcomes. Now, maybe the Browns will go 0-16. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the Jets will be in the running, though, and I think they will be a top 5 pick at the best.
Damn.
Okay, top 5, I agree with.
I just sprinkled in some sauce because bold predictions. What I really mean is they'll be a top 5 pick.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
But now, it's hard to pick number 1 because that probably means like your quarterback got hurt or you have one of the worst rosters of all time. It's tough to be number 1, but they'll be in the goddamn running.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have no faith in this team. I'm sorry, Jets fans.
You know who I have faith in? The New England Patriots.
Okay.
I believe that they will finish the regular season 12-5. Talk about bold. Now, hold on. Rock with me. Walk with me. Walk
No,
with
I'm
me,
walking.
please.
I'm here.
All right.
I'm taking the step.
Look
hand
at
in
their
hand.
schedule. Holy shit. They have one of the best schedules that the NFL has to offer.
Fair enough. I don't know if they're one of
How
those
many
rosters.
games do you feel like is completely unwinnable? Raise your hand when you think they have no chance.
Okay.
Raiders.
Say who's at home.
Who's at home? Okay, gotcha.
So it's either at Raiders or versus Raiders for home or away.
Las Vegas at New England. At New England.
Okay, so versus Raiders.
Yeah.
They could win that.
They can win that.
Mhm.
I 100% agree. Patriots at home, Miami.
They could win that.
Cool. Steelers. Patriot at home.
It's not unwinnable.
They can win it.
Okay. Carolina. Patriots at home.
How many home games do they have? Is it 4 straight home games to start the year?
No,
No,
it's 3. It's 3 out of 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
And then they have a road stint.
Yeah, they have a roasting. You got the Patriots?
They can win
Okay.
in your exercise.
Okay, cool. Now here's where it get a little bit tough. They're at Buffalo, facing the Bills.
Cannot win that.
Yep. Then they're at the Saints in New Orleans.
Can win that.
Okay. Then they're over there in Tennessee against the Titans. Probably gonna win that. Then they're back at home against the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're back at home versus the Falcons. Then they're away again versus Tampa Bay.
Can't win that. Can't win that.
That is not true. They can win that.
Can't win that. Can't win that.
Wait,
Not beat
wait.
Tampa Bay.
You say can't win that for. You said
Yeah.
it twice for the Falcons.
In Atlanta? I mean, they can. They can.
No,
It's-
no,
it's-
no. The
it's
Falcons
done.
are going to.
Oh,
New
okay, you're
England.
saying it's so confusing. I'm losing track. Okay.
No, yeah, the Falcons are going to them.
Okay. So at home against Falcons. Okay, they can win that. Sure.
Yes, away versus Tampa Bay.
Not winning that.
Home versus the Jets.
They can win that, obviously.
Away versus the Patriots.
Away versus the Patriots.
versus the Bengals.
Oh,
There
my
you
bad.
go.
Bengals. Yeah, I might have said the Bengals. My
This
bad.
is a reading a schedule disaster class. I don't think they're beating the Bengals at home.
okay. Are they beating the Jets at home?
Are they beating the Jets in New York? Or at
No,
home?
are they?
I got
Are
you,
they
I got
beating
you, I
the
got
Jets
you.
at
Hold on,
home?
hold on, I got
They're
you, I got
in
you.
New England.
Okay.
Listen, throw a lob. I'll finish.
Yeah, the Bills.
They're not beating the Bills. I don't think they're beating the Bills either time.
Listen, at home. We'll start here.
What?
We'll start here. At home versus the Jets. On the road against the Bengals. At home against the Giants. At home against the Bills. On the road against the Ravens. On the road against the Jets. On the road at home against the Dolphins.
So you're saying there's only like 4 unwinnable games in the whole thing. Both Bills and the Ravens.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is a shit ass schedule. You're right.
They can do it.
They can at least win 10 games.
Now, again,
if I'm
bold,
being bold.
Bold.
If you really think that Drake May is who he is, you think that Mike Vrabel is who he is, you think that this defense is going to be a top 10 unit in the NFL and everything just clicks, okay, I guess. I still think that is a lot of hopium, an absolute best case scenario. But that's what this episode is for. So I'm walking with you. I might leave and come back, but I am walking with you. I can see it.
An improvement should be made nonetheless.
Yes.
Massive one.
Yes.
Okay.
So, okay. 12-5 is very much on the high end, though.
Okay. Next up.
Let's go with the Bills.
Okay.
They will be the last remaining undefeated team.
Because they have a bad start to their season.
No,
Easy start
so-
to their conference.
So I just think they have 2 games where it's like tough. They obviously they open the season against Baltimore, and they have a game against the Chiefs in like the first 9 weeks. But I don't know if they're gonna lose, like, outside of those 2 games. I don't know if they're gonna lose a game until like Thanksgiving-ish area. And so I think that the Bills, especially in the regular season, just a wagon. Just come through every year. They're so consistent. Josh Allen is who he is. And if you can handle those big teams where in the regular season, they've given Kansas City a 100% run for their money, and they've beaten them several times. The problem has never been, can the Bills beat the Chiefs? Because they've done it before. It's always been, can you beat the Chiefs in the playoffs? But they have, whether it's been in Kansas City, whether it's been in Buffalo, they've handled that. Against Baltimore, they went 1-1. They obviously lost in the regular season last year. That was in Baltimore. They're going to be in Buffalo to start the year this year, and they beat them in the playoffs last year. So I think that the Bills have a very, very good chance of being like the 1 seed, of being the last remaining undefeated team.
Their schedule's amazing.
Yeah, it's also they also are in a bad division, so all of that.
Yeah.
And then lastly, we have the Miami Dolphins, and Tyreek Hill is getting traded before the
Okay.
season
I would have had
ends.
this one too.
Yeah, that's a good bold prediction. That's
Yeah.
a fair assumption.
There has obviously been all this talk. As soon as the season ended last year, he said, "I'm out," and they were like, "You know what? You could be out." And you come into camp this year, and Tua is honestly very honest in saying, "Yeah, we're still working on our relationship, and whenever you do that, you have to, kind of regain the trust of the entire team and all of that stuff." And we were talking earlier about teams and coaches that could be the first ones to get fired. Miami is also in a very volatile situation, and so if you want to get off of Tyreek Hill and his deal and just not have him in the building as he is aging, as he may be hitting whatever cliff is going to happen in his career, there are teams that will still trade for Tyreek Hill, like the Kansas City Chiefs, who people have talked about trading for Tyreek back again. But I don't think he's on I don't think he's on the team. at the
It's
end
such
of
a
the year.
curious thing because like everything you're saying, like he's such an unappealing trade target for a lot of teams because like not everybody wants to. Because if this happens, it'll be because he quits on the team and like it's a dramatic fashion. 'Cause either he plays really well and everybody's happy, or things don't go well and things spiral and we see another diva out.
Yeah.
At that point, who the fuck's gonna want him? Like that's gonna be a very specific team is needed to want to pay him so much this year, unless the Dolphins take on part of his pay and want to deal with that headache.
Sound like the team was spiraling or would be in dire need for services.
It would be a team like the Kansas City Chiefs. It would be a team like, I don't know. Green Bay doesn't do that. But there's always going to be one to three teams that maybe talk yourselves into
It'd
it.
be fun on the Steelers.
That would be the craziest locker room of all time with Aaron Rodgers and Tyreek Hill
Yeah.
in the same locker room. Yeah, I don't know how that ends, but even before the end of last year, there was already a little bit of where it felt like not everybody was on the same page, and so you can kind of feel this like push and pull of Tyreek and the Dolphins and their whole relationship. So yeah, he's out of there.
Damn.
He's gone.
I hope it works out. I hope they have another year where he's good because I feel like if he is out of there, that to me sounds like the end of Tyreek Hill's career. Like I feel like if it goes out for the reasons we're talking about, I don't really see a light at the end of the tunnel. Like it's pretty rare that situation ends up with a new life on another team.
Yeah, it can get very Antonio Brown.
Exactly.
Very,
Precisely.
very quickly.
And like I'm sure we've seen, if I look back, I'm sure there's been times where it works out. Probably a lot more that it doesn't.
Damn, the
Deontay Johnson was on 3 teams last year. Now he's on no team.
Deontay Johnson's also nowhere near the
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Of course not. But, he got traded to different teams because of, like, locker room issues and diva wide receiver stuff. And, of course, you're willing to deal with more when you're Tyreek Hill. But I think if he does get traded, it's because he's not good enough to deal with it anymore. So you're starting to see the decline anyways.
Yeah, you had that last year. But also, it may not just make sense to... Like, he might be worth it, but it may not make sense because the overall team is just not going anywhere. So it's like, why are we going to pay this receiver this amount of money?
It could be an offloading of talent.
Yeah.
Okay. And there we go. That's our one bold prediction for every single NFL team season. A mixture of hot takey things plus reasonable predictions. And now,
Sir?
it's time.
TikTok time. I have one bold TikTok, one bold crayon, a few bold TikToks. Are you ready to indulge?
I think I am.
Let's eat.
We're on to TikTok time. Welcome to TikTok time. That was a strange sound. Kind of
It was supposed to
anticlimactic.
be fireworks.
Kind of anticlimactic. It wasn't loud
That
enough.
was very weird.
You guys don't appreciate fireworks? That was a fireworks sound.
That's not what that was.
That was-
Anyways.
That was like the air.
You...
That was the air leaking very slowly out of a balloon.
I said it sounds like when Donovan farts and he thinks no one can hear it.
On that note, we are starting today's TikTok time with the fun game relating to Madden. I've had you guys guess which NFL player has a higher Madden rating. I've had you guys guess which team you're looking at based on their Madden ratings. Today, I'm going to show you 2 NFL players, and I want you to guess which player has a better attribute in these 3 categories.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So it's 2 players, the same position, 3 categories each. You let me know who you think is better at these specific skills.
All right.
First off, we have Ashton Genty and Kyron Williams.
All right, well, Ashton Genty,
Trucking.
you got trucking.
That is his attribute. He got to own that, man.
We got trucking, speed, and break tackle.
Yeah, so trucking, that is the bowling ball of the NFL. I'm going to go with Ashton Genty there. Speed. Listen, I just think Ashton Genty's a better back. Give me all 3.
No, let's be fair. Let's really like think about our Madden.
I'm going
Bro.
all 3 for Ashton Genty.
Think about a Madden Dev. You can't go all 3. I think
He is a
speed
rookie.
is probably going to go towards Kyron Lewis.
Hell no, it's not
Kyron
going to touch
Williams.
Kyron Williams. For speed, that's the one?
No.
Which one's going? You got to
all
give some to
3
Kyron.
Ashton Genty.
You know what? Neither one of you are right. He gets trucking by 8, and the other 2 go to... Actually, no, break tackle also goes to Kyron?
Wow.
Did I write that wrong?
Wow. Trucking 94 is fucking 94 and only 86 to Ashton?
Yep. Trucking and break tackle goes to Kyron Williams, but Ashton Genty is faster.
See, this
I will say, trucking, okay, you don't want to give him too high yet. He's a rookie. He's never played a game. Break tackle, Ashton Genty is going to be one of the best tackle breakers you've seen in the past 20 years. They might as well give him a 95 off rip.
But that's exactly my point is that like I'm kind of okay with the break tackle because Ashton Genty is going to break tackles by trucking through people. That's going to be he's not going to, it's not elusive.
Yeah.
He's not pushing people off. I'm running through your face every single time.
I
And that's what I'm
understand.
about.
I understand 92 break tackle for Kyron Williams. That is like his thing. He's not the fastest, not the most agile, but he can hit that gap hard, fall forward. 94 trucking seems like a lot.
That's
94
like,
is one of the best in the league.
what
this
is
year.
Derrick Henry at?
I'm sure 99.
Yeah, he has to be 99.
That is you're running through people's faces. And
But-
Kyron Williams does fall forward. When I say 94, I think you have a highlight tape of body bags.
God
Yeah,
damn.
There's a big difference between trucking and falling forward.
Yeah.
I promise you.
And not to say Kyron doesn't truck, but 94 just seems a little high.
Yeah.
Okay. Aaron Rodgers and Jameis Winston.
Agility.
Goes
Listen,
towards Jameis,
Agility,
probably.
throw power, and deep accuracy.
I'm gonna give Aaron Rodgers agility. I'm going to give Jameis Winston throw power, and I'm going to give Aaron Rodgers deep accuracy.
Mm.
Okay. I don't know if I
How do we
agree with agility.
What?
I-
Jameis Winston. See, racism.
No, well, no,
Racism.
it's not on my end. Not on my end. It's the Madden Des racism.
No,
That's
no,
what
no,
it
no,
is.
no.
Aaron Rodgers is 40.
Jameis Winston has never been,
Been
like,
agile?
yeah, he's never been mobile like
Bro,
that.
do
When
you
he-
realize who is making these sliders?
Listen, when Jameis Winston came into the league, he was not a running quarterback. Then a couple years ago, you saw that stupid drill where he was trying to bob and weave through the stuff.
I would
That-
love to see Aaron Rodgers do that today. I bet it's hilarious.
that I promise you that dropped his agility by 5 points.
You know, his agility is very low, but Aaron Rodgers is even lower. Aaron
Damn.
Rodgers is worse at all three, except for the deep accuracy is tied.
Are they saying?
Yeah, they're saying Jameis is better than.
Okay, now this is basically essentially the same. Now, according to just agility, throw power, and deep accuracy, Jameis Winston is the better quarterback. Where's the separator?
Short and medium accuracy, Aaron Rodgers is better. Throw under pressure, Aaron Rodgers is
Awareness.
better. Yeah, all the, most of the other accuracies. But even deep, I feel like Aaron Rodgers, one of the few things he has going is he still has a deep ball.
Yeah,
Wow.
82 is kind of disrespectful.
75 agility is hilarious. Aaron Rodgers might be a 40 agility. He is slow right now. He's low key on Kirk Cousins' watch.
No, it can't be that bad.
It's not that bad. It's not. I'm
Yeah.
dragging it. But he's very unagile these days.
This is crazy.
Wow, man.
Caleb Williams versus Drake May in speed, throw on the run, and throw under pressure.
Give everything to Drake May.
Yeah,
Nah, I'm playing. But who's
Speed-
faster?
I think speed. I might go towards Drake May.
Is Drake faster?
Drake's pretty fast, but they're both good. Caleb is very quick.
I've never thought of, I mean, except for that one moment. Oh man. But like there's this, I've never thought of Caleb as being super fast.
He's low key. He's more fast than his credit for.
You know what? I think they'll give speed to Caleb Williams, but throwing the run and throwing the pressure.
Wait,
Drake
time
May.
out.
I'm not doing it. No,
I have a question. Is Caleb Williams sneaky athletic?
No.
Are we making progress?
Low key.
This is crazy.
Sneaky.
Low key.
athletic.
This is crazy.
Low key.
Caleb Williams is sneaky athletic and Drake May is like the athlete.
Yeah.
Breaking boundaries.
Here we are.
We really are. So I will go.
Well, really,
Drake,
that means we're breaking white boundaries. We're getting the athlete getting the credit.
but,
boundaries are
but that
boundaries.
but that means but if you call somebody sneaky athletic, then most of the time you're saying that they succeed because of their mind.
Ah.
Just saying.
Okay. I don't think anybody says that about Caleb right now, but okay.
Anyways, I'll go speed for Drake May. Give me Caleb throw on the run, and then throw under pressure Drake
That
May.
gotta be Drake May. Yeah. That
Okay.
gotta be Drake May.
Yeah, after last year, that makes all the sense in the world. And yes,
Yes.
Drake May is 3 faster. Caleb
for
has
3.
higher 3 on the run, and Drake May better under pressure.
Yeah, I just know like for as many sacks as Caleb took, they are not giving him anything good
About
under
pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At all.
like
Yeah.
you fold, sir.
Yeah. Drake May is going to quickly rise up to like 90 plus throw under pressure. That's going to be his superpower. Is he can stand in the pocket and sling it with anybody in his face.
Yeah.
Throwing the run definitely makes sense for Caleb Williams.
89 speed's kind of crazy. Drake May can move. He's fast, got big strides. He's tall, can cover ground. 89 is fast.
He's an athlete. That's his part.
He
That's
is.
superpowers.
87 is good. That's the one thing where even as bad as last year went, every game, Caleb Williams will have some type of play where he's rolling out,
Yeah.
he's throwing the ball, and you can see the flashes.
Yeah, all the flashes are mostly him throwing on the run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Jameer Gibbs versus Saquon Barkley. Stiff arm, spin move, and ball carrier vision.
Vision, it's Saquon. That's hands down.
You sure?
Easy.
I promise you.
But I do believe stiff arm and spin move, they'll probably give it to Jameer.
I feel like
It's a Madden dev thing to do.
Saquon's spin move is kind of nasty
He's a famous spin move in which he also leaped.
backwards.
That is very true.
That's wild. I will
Do you think he could do that again if he had to?
No.
It's a once in a lifetime
I
moment.
like honestly every time I watch that play, I'm like, that is the definition of flow state. of you just being so good at whatever you do that your body just takes over.
Gun to your head, you literally could not replicate that.
Yeah. How do we want to go? Because I don't think Saquon is gonna be better in all three of these categories. I do want to give Jameer some credit.
I think we can check off stiff arm for Jameer for sure. They're gonna give him something.
But would
And
they
you think
give
it's the
him
one based in strength for 250
Yeah,
pounds?
I feel like we should go stiff arm for Saquon, spin move for Jameer, and then vision for Saquon.
But the spin move don't necessarily make sense though, because again, this is Madden, and a part of their as soon as you go on the menu, they go ahead and replay the spin move, the iconic spin move off rip. So it's like,
So surely then Saquon should be higher then, right?
So you know what?
think
Saquon
so.
better in all three.
Saquon better at all three?
Not
No,
really.
Jameer Gibbs has 3 more in vision.
ooh,
He can read the field better than Saquon.
read the field better than Saquon. Okay.
I can't believe y'all were thinking about Gibbs stiff arm. Saquon is a million times stronger.
I was not doing that.
I thought they had to give him some.
Spin moves close.
If he was going to
Brian
be
knows
anything,
gonna
it
be
was just
vision.
going to be spin move.
Yeah, they gave him vision. They both have good vision. 87 is a little low for Saquon.
Okay.
I guess that's O-line tax.
Oh, yeah, it is a line tax.
That's
Yep,
O-line
okay.
tax.
Fair enough.
72 vision is kind of or stiff arm is kind of disrespectful.
He's not
He's weak.
strong like
He's little.
that.
It's not
Is he got
disrespectful.
noodle arms though?
Yes. I mean, he's small. He's a small, fast guy. Like he's
And,
not that
like,
strong.
And I do like that vision for Jameer, but
Mhm.
I thought that Saquon was going to be at like a 93 or something, and,
Yeah.
then Jameer be at like 91.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson in speed, deep route running, and juke move.
Juke should go to
Jamar,
should go to Jamar.
Run after
Yeah.
catch guy.
Deep route running, I feel
Justin.
everything route running. I feel inclined to give Justin Jefferson,
The
and
crown
then
of that,
speed
for sure.
top end. This is
I
hard.
don't know.
Two
I-
fast guys.
I think Jamar might get it by like 1 on speed. So,
I don't know.
So yeah, I would go Jamar, Justin, and then Jamar again.
I think it might go towards Justin Jefferson because they should account for if deep route running goes to Justin Jefferson, then also how fast you're able to get
Yeah.
into your route should go to Justin as well.
Very
But
quick
I-
releases.
Yes, but I feel like that might be more linked to agility or acceleration
Mm.
and not speed.
Those are different stats.
So, and it's also weird because these are just like 3 cherry pick attributes. So like
Exactly.
we're
Yeah.
trying to pick it out of how they like parse them.
They're both 9 out overall, so they both got lots of high stats.
Okay, I'll go. I think we should go speed for Jamar, Justin for route running, and then Juke for Jamar as well.
Okay.
You feel good with that?
Decent.
Jamar has better deep route running, and Justin Jefferson has better juke.
This is
Word.
completely
And
inverse.
a 4 speed gap.
This is completely inverse.
I did not expect Justin Jefferson to have better juke than rack god Jamar Chase. But then again, Jamar Chase is like strong rack. He stiff arms people, runs through them. He's hard to tackle. I guess he's not necessarily juking like that.
He
Does. It's
he
a
be
90.
juking though.
No, he does. It's a 90. It's not like it's low, you know?
But I didn't.
97 to 98. Okay.
Also-
Justin Jefferson does. He jukes in place. Like he does a lot of like stepping back, making people miss. Like
Yeah.
he's not like upfield juking like Bijan, but he
Mhm.
does make people miss easily.
Also, I understand that like you can't make people too overpowered. I'm kind of shocked that like all of these aren't 95 and above.
I know. Yeah, 91 speed for Justin Jefferson seems kind of low. It's not like he's
Seems
Tyreek
very
Hill,
fucking
but
low.
I don't think it's a 4 speed gap.
Four's
Four's
a
a
lot.
dry. Yeah,
But Jamar does get an open field more often, and maybe they're giving him credit for speed because he like utilizes it more. Justin Jefferson's game isn't really based on speed.
Yeah, maybe you are right when it comes to the agility and the acceleration talking point.
Yeah, I bet Justin Jefferson has really high agility to go with that juke because
Yeah.
he's like an agile juke. Like he doesn't really go
Yeah.
anywhere; just makes the guys fly by. Okay, Kyle Pitts versus Travis Kelce. Run block, acceleration, and short route running.
Oh God.
Run block, I'm going Travis Kelce.
I guess.
Acceleration, Kyle Pitts
Listen,
at this
low
big
key,
age.
He's become better as a blocker.
You get
listen,
very good to me.
That's what I'm saying. You get him in the open space, he can find somebody.
Yep.
I'll go Travis Kelce on the run block.
Kyle Pitts should be able to accelerate more.
I would hope so.
I will
pray
give
so.
him that. He gets acceleration, and then short route running has to be Travis Kelce.
Kelsey will probably have better short route running than Kyle Pitts to the day he dies. He'll be in the retirement home, routing up better than Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, and like Kyle Pitts, congratulations, you can have acceleration. Travis Kelce is gonna have the juke, the agility, right? All the other stuff. Oh, the awareness difference between these two players,
Yeah.
40 points.
And you guys are exactly correct.
56-65.
56 run block is hilarious.
Yeah, you're a receiver.
You could barely block Mo.
Acceleration makes sense. Okay, so this is our first like completely correct one, right?
Yep.
No, we got the 3-on-3 with Drake May and Caleb.
Oh, okay. Patrick Mahomes and Trevor Lawrence in speed, deep accuracy, and kick power.
Kick power.
Kick power.
Has any of them ever
Kick
done
power naturally might belong to Trevor Lawrence.
Why is that natural?
He's a better athlete.
Okay. Stronger body, I suppose.
Just bigger, stronger body. You can probably squat more and all
that?
that.
Yeah,
Sure.
He's a little taller.
Decent logic.
Yeah, if we're just going measurables,
Yeah.
all right, I'll give Trevor Lawrence kick power. Speed, I do kind of want to give this to Mahomes by one.
This might be a Trevor Lawrence.
You think
stat
it's high?
too. I don't know if it's high, but it might edge out to Trevor Lawrence. Deep accuracy is
Or
not a
edge and Trevor
conversation.
Lawrence.
All right, so deep accuracy, I'm going with Mahomes.
Yeah, easy.
And then kick power, we're going with Lawrence.
Yeah.
So who's
Okay.
faster?
Who's faster?
I guess
I'm
by
gonna lean towards Lawrence.
yeah, by the logic of us giving him kick power because he's more athletic
Yeah.
and because of measurables, let's go Lawrence speed, but I don't feel good about
But
it.
kick
Lawrence is
power's
better in
stronger.
everything.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's all he
Boy,
got.
deep
That's
ball-
all he got.
Damn,
Wait.
Accuracy? Whoa.
Well, last year, they're going off last year,
Yeah,
and
I
Mahomes
guess.
did not grade well on the deep balls last year.
But
Yo,
did he
they're-
grade better than Trevor Lawrence?
Oh my God, they're
Fuck the
playing
stats,
with him.
man.
They're playing with his name.
Wow, man.
They're playing with his legacy.
What do you think they decided kick power by? Is it literally just who squats more?
Probably.
Might be.
Squats more.
What
who's
reason is there to give him 27 versus 20?
27 versus
Neither one of them have ever kicked the ball.
We just making shit up at this point.
Yeah, they're inputting numbers for the sake of it.
What?
83 deep accuracy. Like he forgot how to throw them because last year there was no deep ball
82's
games.
fucking nuts, bro.
And he was inaccurate on deep balls last year. Like it wasn't just the offense. He had his moments where he threw a lot of errant passes. It was not the best year for Mahomes.
Yeah.
Quite the difficult
83?
scenario though.
He
It was
could be-
quite difficult.
He could be 85.
Five?
Yeah, 86.
He could be 85?
You
Yeah,
know?
87. Because in his good years with Tyreek Hill and them, I'm sure he had a 98 deep accuracy.
Yeah.
So I would have thought like 86 or so, like still dinging him a good amount. But yeah, 83 is pretty low.
See,
Not a good
and this
read.
is why. This is why they ended up putting Joe Burrow ahead of him because they're playing around with his stats.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, let's just do whatever.
I bet Joe Burrow has a 30 kick power. Malik Neighbors and Marvin Harrison Jr. in agility, jumping, and strength. Straight measurables.
Agility and jumping.
Malik Neighbors. Easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jumping.
Ooh, I almost
Wow.
went Malik, but I don't know.
Marvin Harrison's tall. More of a jump ball ability, I
Yeah.
guess, but does he jump higher? Is his vertical higher?
I would assume his vertical. I don't know.
You know what?
I don't know.
No.
I don't feel good about either of these.
I think
I just know that motherfucker is stronger though.
They do give tall receivers high jumping
Yeah.
is that how it works?
at times. So, not like it's 100%,
Yeah.
but they don't like take away jumping from tall guys.
I think Neighbors is clearly more agile. I think he's more explosive of an athlete, so I want to give him jumping. And then Marvin Harrison is stronger than him. So I'll go there.
Marvin Harrison's better at all three. He has 6 more strength. Oh,
No.
my bad.
You mean
Malik Neighbors is better at all
Neighbors
three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. 57 strength? Oh, now they're playing with
But
his name.
you see. This is based off last year.
That's why. That's why he had to go get in the lab.
He caught wind that they play with his
He said,
strength.
how dare they?
Motherfuckers
How
playing with
dare
his
they?
name.
Now he's got
started-
20 more pounds of bicep, ready to change this bitch.
Started chugging creatine after that. Damn, I would too after this.
I know protein
57
powder. Hate to see him
strength?
coming.
Oh my goodness.
That's crazy low even for last year. Like I know he didn't play the strongest. He got knocked off his spots a lot. It's kind of why he struggled at times. He wasn't the most physically imposing. 57 is so low as shit.
And giving Malik Neighbors 6 points ahead of him is like Malik isn't strong like that either.
Yeah, they're acting like Marvin's Wandale Robinson. Like
That's
like,
targeted. Someone in that building does not fuck at Marvin Harris.
what do you think
Jr.
Labaconki's strength is? It's probably higher than Marvin Harrison's.
He has to be at like 64.
I would guess 55.
Apparently. Micah Parsons versus TJ Watt for acceleration, finesse move, and zone coverage.
Ooh.
Acceleration should be Michael Parsons. Finesse moves. I'm just gonna give any move to TJ Watt.
Yeah.
Even though they're like obviously Micah's amazing, but
Yeah.
tactician.
Finesse makes sense for TJ Watt.
Zone coverage.
Yeah, listen, TJ Watt, he plays the game smart. He plays the game with IQ.
Mhm.
Zone coverage, I have no
you see
idea.
it. You see it.
Does that mean you want to go TJ Watt too?
I don't know. I actually don't know how to.
Low key,
What I
both
wanna
can drop
do.
into zone if you want to do
Yeah.
some like fire blitzes and drop some defensive linemen into zone, put them on the edge and make them cover a flat. They can both do it.
And it's like when Micah, especially when Micah first got into the league, they were using him in both ways because he could do both.
He was a
at
college
high
linebacker,
level.
yeah.
Let's go.
But TJ Watt also stands up a good amount.
I think I'm gonna give zone towards TJ Watt. TJ is a 99 too as well, right?
No. Micah's a
What?
98 and TJ's like a 95.
What?
I'll go Micah zone coverage.
TJ Watt got zone, Micah got the other two.
Okay.
97
Acceleration
finesse
makes
moves.
sense.
I'll buy one though.
Yeah,
Finesse
one more
moves.
zone. They're both pretty similar. They're both capable, but not necessarily strong.
And they said, Micah, your get off is much better.
Yeah, I would hope so. His get off is one of the best I've ever goddamn seen.
Yeah, that checks out.
And he's like 7 years younger.
I know. Stephon Diggs versus Cooper Kupp in speed, catching, and toughness.
The unction.
The unction, which unction
is
got it?
The
here.
unction. Toughness.
Toughness. What does that mean in Madden?
I don't know.
How do you gauge that in Madden?
It's a real stat. No clue what it does.
Yeah.
Maybe you fumble less. You can just deal with hits and you don't lose stamina. I don't know.
I'm gonna
I guess
say
toughness
Cooper
they-
Kupp.
I don't know.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
I mean, Stephon was coming off an injury last year.
Yeah, exactly. Or you tore your ACL. Not tough.
So
Such a weird way to go
I
ahead and
don't.
do that.
I have
That's
no
what they
idea.
would do, though. I'm assuming
Yeah, I
that.
don't know. I'll go Cup toughness.
I agree. Catching.
Who has better hands? I think Stephon has better hands, and I think that he's. I think that he's faster.
Never mind. Actually. Never mind.
Yeah, I'll go Diggs, Cup.
Diggs gets speed and toughness. Cooper Kupp has 95 catching still.
Okay.
Mr. Not dropping the pass.
And he said he is reliable. Okay.
92 toughness for Diggs.
How can you look at a player and just be like, not tough? Tough.
I'm
not
thinking
tough.
weak. Versus Stephon Diggs, he's like, oh, he's so tough.
Oh, he's so tough.
They give him 92 for his.
You really growled on that. It's just
Yeah.
crazy.
Ooh.
They give him 92 for his tattoos and facial hair.
Yeah. Like, what are you talking?
So look at the mustache.
Ooh, the braids.
What's funny is I didn't growl. My voice is just raspy.
Sick guy.
Listen, man. Cooper Kupp's not on the boat. He's not tough.
Toughness is such a. I didn't even know that was an attribute. For real. That's foolish.
I've
bro.
played Madden seriously for about 15 years.
Yeah.
I have no clue what toughness it does, and I've never once known it.
How do you get in the lab to like increase your tough skills?
Travis Hunter versus Sauce Gardner in agility, tackle, and jumping.
See, so I mean,
Oh, that should go to.
we'll go
Jumping Travis
That man is an athlete.
agility, Travis.
and tackle should go to Sauce.
Yeah. I'll give Sauce tackle just because he's in the league and like I don't think that they can
Exactly.
give Travis that level.
I
right
give
now.
Sauce tackle as nobody's ever said, and you are wrong. Travis Hunter has 14 more tackle.
He's better at
What
everything.
the fuck?
Listen, I just wasn't trying to glaze. I was trying to give Sauce. Sauce been in the league forever. I was trying to give him something.
You could have given him something other than tackling. It's not exactly his forte.
Nah, man.
I didn't think they were gonna give the rookie tackling over him.
But giving him like 14 more points, but like that's crazy.
I mean, it's still kind of fair. It's fair, but like
It's fair.
14?
I had to give him something.
Listen, notice I didn't do coverage skills. Travis is a better athlete, but
Yeah.
coverage skills we cannot talk about.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Anything with agility or jumping, I knew Travis was gonna get that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I didn't want to disrespect you, Sauce.
Listen, I didn't do man coverage for a reason. I didn't do zone coverage for a reason. I didn't do play recognition for a reason. Sauce would have got those.
Okay.
Next thing we're going to do, let's do a little game of trivia. Mo, what did you cook up for us today?
Oh man, you guys know how I like to see how much ball knowledge you guys have based
Okay.
off of players. This time around, I want to see if you guys can guess the NFL player based off of what team they played for. I need you guys to get deep in your memory bag and see if you can realize, remember, recognize their player, their career path.
Okay. So it's a team in order of the teams they played for?
Exactly.
If they repeated, did you put the logo twice?
Yes, I believe
Okay.
so.
That's helpful. I think I did it for you guys one time in the NBA show, and I didn't put the logo twice. That made it
Mhm.
very difficult.
So,
Okay.
they played for the Raiders, the Cowboys,
Ha
Easy.
the Browns, and the
Off
Bills.
rip.
I got it.
Very easy.
Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper.
Imagine if it wasn't.
Easy
yes, it
off
is.
rip. That,
Okay.
that'd been hilarious. We just brick it. Yeah. Listen, I saw Raiders, Cowboys, immediately knew.
Okay.
The Browns and Bills, just affirmation.
Yeah.
Confirmation.
All right. Had to start you guys off really easy with this one.
Threw us a lob.
Next one, we got the Steelers, Patriots, and the Buccaneers.
Steelers, Patriots, Buccaneers.
Oh, I got it. I got
Another
it.
receiver. We're sticking with the positions. Antonio Brown.
You got it.
Let's go.
Defense is getting a little bit tighter too.
I
Guys.
saw this. I saw these logos, and I saw mental illness jumped on my screen, and I knew immediately.
He saw episodes.
Yep. I saw unreliable nature.
Now, this could trip people up
Mhm.
because there's no Raiders logo, but he never did that.
He never suited up for the Raiders.
Yeah.
That's such a good trip up. I forgot he played for the Raiders.
That should have been a part of it.
Yeah, well, I don't think he didn't play a single game for them. He got kicked off in training camp.
Hey,
He never logged
paper
him in
and pen was signed.
That'd have been funny if you do that. That might have fucked me up because I
Yeah.
actually forgot he was a Raider.
Okay. Next team, they play for the Broncos, Dolphins,
Okay.
Bears, Jets, New York,
That's a lot of teams.
and the Seahawks.
Ended with the Seahawks. A lot of players. The Seahawks love signing washed players, so that makes sense. Started with the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
Broncos,
I
Dolphins.
think I got it.
Do you?
I think I have something.
What side of the ball are you thinking?
I'm thinking offense.
Are you thinking tight end?
No,
No. Who are you thinking of?
a wide receiver.
A wide receiver. Bronco. Giants is fucking me up. I don't know.
Is this? I'm gonna take my guess. Is this Brandon Marshall?
That's what I was thinking. But is he
You are cooking.
That's right.
Okay.
yeah.
I
okay?
believe this is right. Yeah.
I didn't remember Brandon Marshall on the Seahawks.
Okay.
The first three I was thinking Brandon, but I wasn't courage enough.
Yeah, I figured that the last one was just like, all right, bro. Like, I'm just trying to stay in the league.
Yeah, 10 days.
Damn.
I got bills to pay.
Training camp invite.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe,
Little fraudulent,
maybe make sure he
okay.
didn't do anything with them. I don't remember Brandon Marshall on the Seahawks whatsoever.
Because remember,
Yeah,
like
he-
T.O. played
he
for
has-
the T.O. played for the Seahawks.
Bro,
Yeah.
Jerry Rice played for the
Yeah.
Seahawks. That's not everybody.
Did Randy ever play for him?
Did who?
Randy?
I have no clue. Maybe. Brandon Marshall played 7 games for the Seahawks in which he logged 136 yards.
Yep, he had actual PT, so this is no real trip up.
Okay. That's a shout out to you. I wasn't real enough to say Brandon Marshall. I was scared that was wrong.
Okay. Next up, we got the Eagles, Colts, Commanders,
I got this.
the Rams,
I
Chiefs,
think I
and
got-
Vikings.
He knows it immediately.
I think I got this.
What side of the ball are we thinking?
We're thinking offense.
We're
Okay.
thinking offense. Started with the Eagles, went to the Colts, Commanders, Rams, Chiefs. Rams, Chiefs sounds like a ring chaser in the early 2020s. Sounds like a ring chaser in the early 2020s. Colts throws me off. So for a second,
Yeah.
I thought LaShawn McCoy when I saw those two. But no,
Yeah.
he didn't play for the Rams. Who is it?
This is the son that never was.
Damn.
Could have been great,
Okay.
but injury failed him. Is this Carson Wentz?
You are correct.
Oh, yeah.
This is Carson Wentz. Yeah. This is
Yeah,
Carson
it's
Wentz.
Oh, all right, Pete, man.
The ring chaser clues got me fried.
I was thinking it was some like watch receiver that was trying to win rings
Yeah.
with McVay, rings with Mahomes.
He was
Yeah.
trying to.
That's still good. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
still
I
good,
forgot.
guys.
I mean, he got one.
Yeah, I forgot about the Vikings with Carson.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Next team up, we got the Ravens, Texans, and the Jets.
Ravens, Texans, Jets. 3 teams, nice and simple. Drafted by the Ravens, a notable player, else you wouldn't be pulling him,
Mm-hmm.
who went to the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be.
I think I have it. I think I have it. I'm gonna take my shot.
What side of
Okay.
the ball?
Defense.
Okay.
Defense.
Sizzling.
I think this is Ed Reed.
Is it Ed Reed?
Damn, it's Ed Reed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You are in nowhere. You remember them Jets years?
This man is killing it.
One time.
That does ring a bell. Him on
Wow.
yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out, man.
Next team. Wix player. We got the Saints, Seahawks, Packers, Bears, and the Saints again.
I think I got this again.
Dad, you're cooking.
I
Keep
might.
going.
I might.
Who is it?
What?
Is this Jimmy Graham?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
What the hell?
he's
This is your
killing it.
game.
Locked in, we're locked
All
in.
right. You usually suck at these, man. Wow.
Facts.
in.
Most guessing games he does cardio.
Yeah.
Today he's carrying.
Okay.
Look
Holy
at this.
shit.
Character development.
Who is
Oh, my
this?
goodness.
We got the Bucks, Niners, Browns, Bengals, Niners, Bengals, Jets, Colts, Bills, Ravens, Giants, Texans, Raiders, Redskins, Lions, Niners, Jets, Ravens, Broncos, Niners, Commanders. Next page. Bucks.
Yeah, it's Josh Johnson. I knew it. I knew it. I promise you I knew it.
Did you really know Josh Johnson?
Yes.
Yes. This is Josh Johnson.
Josh Johnson is has to be the coolest person in NFL history. To continuously get backup jobs, third string jobs. Whenever anybody needs an emergency quarterback, they say, "Please come in, Josh."
Shout out a legend.
Yo,
That is-
connections are so important.
like I knew he was a journeyman. I knew he got
Yeah.
tossed around training camps.
No, he's crazy.
Seeing it visualized is nuts.
Bro, could you imagine being his son, just like move from city to city?
No,
within
his
the
family
same
has
year?
to stay home. Like they have to know.
God.
After the second Bengals stint, they were like, "All right, yeah,
We're staying here.
we'll see you."
We're Cincinnati locals.
So we'll see you.
Yeah, he did a world tour in the summers.
Just make sure you come back with some milk and you'll be all right.
That's crazy, man.
Direct deposit works from wherever you are.
I
That's
remember there was a specific instance when I was in research on this. He had a play with the 49ers, I believe. And he went in, I think he threw like a 70-something yard pass. Fantastic play. And then the very next play later, he got hurt. And the 49ers had to rely on their fifth string quarterback. Do you know who that was?
no.
Christian McCaffrey. He played quarterback
Wow.
for a couple of plays for
Wow.
this game.
I was thinking it was the first stint, so I thought you were going to say some old name.
Oh,
Did
no.
not think you were going to say Christian
It was
McCaffrey.
the latest stint. It was the latest stint.
Wow.
Yeah. Green Bay and the Cowboys. Who could this be?
I wonder who this could be.
Wait, no, this is actually.
Oh, no, my bad. I looked at it
no,
backwards.
it's in reverse.
I looked at it backwards. I thought it was a Micah joke.
I thought
I
so
thought it was
too.
a Micah joke. Okay, so is this Kenny Clark?
Yes, it is. See, I
It is
got
a
you.
Micah joke.
I got you.
That's good.
Fuck you, Jerry Jones. Oh, good shit on.
He got us.
Man. Next, we got the Rams, Bengals, Bills, Texans, Titans, Jets, Bucks, Dolphins, and we got the Commanders.
My eyes glossed over 5 picks in.
Who could this be?
Man, when you throw me more than 6 teams, I don't know. This could be anybody.
So Titans, Texans. My initial thought. Anytime I also see a journeyman, I think Ryan Fitzpatrick.
That's a good pick.
Man.
Commanders. Is this
Mhm.
recent?
This is recent-ish. Yes. And I
Ish?
hate to say it, but Donovan got it.
Oh, this is Ryan
Yeah.
Donovan
Fitzpatrick?
got it. Yes, it is.
Yo, he's cooking.
He is cooking right now for no reason.
That's
bro.
crazy.
Wow, man.
I'm barely having time to process this. He just knows.
He is he is a part of the Amish.
I
That's-
know.
That's the only thing that makes sense. Or why are you so tapped? And you got it first guess.
With this many teams, I got to like stop. Like, okay, this. He just knows off glance.
Yeah, holy shit. All right, next we got the Bucks, Browns, Ravens, Jets, Cowboys, and the Patriots.
Mm.
Feels like defense. I'm not sure why.
Mm.
I have
I'm not
no
sure
idea.
why either. I don't know.
Either Bucks, Browns, Ravens.
Bucks, Browns, Ravens.
Getting harder.
Finish. And it's always easy for me to think about where they finished
Mm-hmm.
for some reason. Cowboys, Patriots.
This is hard. This is actually hard. And
Browns,
is.
Ravens, Cowboys. This is very tough. Actually,
Yeah.
I don't know.
because like who's finishing their career with the Patriots like that?
Is this last 10 years?
This is yes.
Okay.
Well, actually, no, it's not the last 10 years.
Okay, so it's older.
Yeah,
So don't think about right now.
Oh wow.
Who finished with the Patriots. So it's probably Brady era. Somebody that came to ring chase at the end.
Actually, I made a mistake. There's actually one other team he played with. He didn't finish with the Patriots. He finished with the Panthers,
Oh,
but he was a part of the Patriots too.
okay. So Panthers come after this, and it's over 10 years
Yes.
ago. Who did the Patriots throw away, and they went to the Panthers to finish their career?
Yes.
Or
What
who did they
the-
steal from the Cowboys? Who did Brady get that he stole from the Cowboys?
Bro, I cannot remember right now.
Mhm.
This is tough.
This is tough. It's not. from
Damn
the
it, my
last 10
insanity
years, I'll
run
give
is
you that.
over.
Is this an offensive player?
Yes, it is.
Okay, who did Brady steal from the Cowboys? They drafted James White, I think. It's not James White.
It's not from over the last 10 years.
So
LeGarrette
the-
Blunt didn't go to all these teams, did he?
Not the last 15 years.
In the last 15 years.
you're
so
bringing
2010 previous.
Last 20 years.
Ooh. Finch went to the Panthers after the
Bucks,
Patriots.
Browns.
Okay, let me start from the top. Drafted by the Bucks, went to the Browns.
Mhm.
You listen. You
Should I know this? Is this an obvious name?
No,
No, I'm cooked?
really.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of obvious. He's known for some.
I should know this. I should know this.
you say he's known for something?
Yeah. This this very specific thing too. It's hard to like.
It's hard to say without giving us the.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard to go ahead and do so because he's been out there.
Okay.
He's been out there. He'd be on the field.
What'd you say?
He be on the field. This is the guy who be on the field, man.
The guy who be on the
Plays
field.
on offense.
Plays on offense.
Mhm.
I give up. Who
I
is
may
this?
be cooked.
This is Uncle Vinny. This is your guy.
I was stuck in Brady era that completely fucked me.
Yeah. Uncle Vinny.
My guy. Whose
He's
guy
a
is
your
Vinny
guy,
Testaverde?
Brother, he's everyone's guy. He's your guy. He's your dad's guy. He's
The
my
Italians.
grandpa's guy. He's everyone's guy.
I don't know why I assumed you would do a Brady era guy when I saw Patriots. I felt like it would be a famous player tied to that.
Nah,
I didn't think old enough. That's on me.
See, there you go. Had to trip you up somewhere.
Damn, you got us.
I don't think I've ever willingly thought about Vinny Testaverde.
Really?
Not since I was like
I'm-
9.
I'm also not like 40 years older from Queens. Like I don't know about Vinny Testaverde.
From Queens.
I'm not thinking about Vinny like that.
Bro, he played for like 17, 18 years, bro.
Shout out
21
Vinny
years,
Good for him.
actually. Sorry.
Yeah, good
Shout
for
out.
Vinny.
Till his 44.
Testaverde. Next thing we're going to do, let's play a game of King of the Hill.
Mm.
And this time we're going to do King of the Hill with NFL Super Bowl contenders for this year.
Okay.
So we're going to do them based off who we think is better right now going to this season.
I'm happy you said that. I got some teams for you.
Okay.
We're going to play NFL King of the Hill Super Bowl edition. Super Bowl contender edition.
Great.
All right. First up, we got the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Cowboys.
I guess
Which
the-
team with a shit defense and great passing attack do you want?
I
I'll go
guess-
team with Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I guess the Bengals, they have better weapons.
Yeah,
The
and they
Bengals.
have their elite edge rusher. They didn't trade him, so
That's
Okay.
also true.
Okay. Bengals versus the Cowboys. Or Bengals versus the Packers.
Packers.
obviously.
Very easily.
Come on, we
Okay.
just took like 4 tier jumps.
Okay. Packers versus the Commanders.
Packers pretty easily.
Pretty easily?
I mean, people respect the Commanders a little more than I do in terms of their contender status.
Mhm.
I think in a regular season game, the Commanders could beat the Packers.
Mhm.
But in terms of winning a championship, having the type of defensive talent needed to win 4 playoff games, I'm going the Packers.
Okay. Packers versus the Broncos.
I'm going with the Packers. Shout out to
man. Yeah.
the Broncos defense. It's amazing. Bo Nix, you have a lot to show me right now.
Yeah, I have faith in Jordan Love, and I have faith in Matthew Golden that they're going to open up that passing game. And with Josh Jacobs and Tucker Kraft down low, I don't see any way that the offense isn't better.
Okay. I love it. Packers versus the Chiefs.
This is where this is where
The insanity run is over.
exactly everything that we're hoping for Green Bay. Shout out to them. Like we think that they can get there. Kansas City has proved this over the last 6 years, and right now they are in the inner circle of Super Bowl contenders.
It's going to be pretty hard for you to pick a team that I'm going to have more faith in than the team that is in the Super Bowl every year.
Will they prevail? The Chiefs versus the Bills.
Chiefs. Why would I not pick the Chiefs?
Josh Allen has nightmares, waking up in cold sweats about thinking about playing in a playoff game against Kansas City Chiefs.
Unless you think Joey Bosa and Joshua Palmer are going to change their fucking lives, if you think the people that the
they
Chargers let
think
walk,
that. They think that.
Yeah.
they're good players. The Chargers let them walk for a reason. They are not that big of a needle mover. I'll go the Chiefs.
All right. The Chiefs versus the Baltimore Ravens.
Here's the thing. I think the Ravens are a better offense, a better defense, better on paper in most meaningful ways, and I think I like them more as a team overall. I also said that last year, and they also didn't make the Super Bowl. So I feel like I should go Chiefs until I see them lose to the Ravens.
We are talking about King of the Hill. If you want to be the king, you have to beat them.
Yeah.
They have not done that.
Yeah.
The Kansas City Chiefs
They got
deserve
better
it.
players on their team, but they can't beat the Chiefs until we see them do it.
Okay. There we go. Last but not least, we got the Chiefs versus the versus the Eagles.
I mean, listen, we just saw proof. We saw proof, and we'll double down on it in week 2. 4:25 Eastern. Lock in.
Yeah, I guess there's no reason not to pick the Eagles, specifically against the Chiefs.
And I don't care what the final score said. It was 40-6.
Shut up.
I don't care what they said. When we pulled the starters, it was 40-6.
I guess the Eagles are king of the hill since we're gonna name the defending champs like a loser.
I
God,
guess so. All right.
whack ass way to end it.
Yeah, don't ever speak on the champs.
Last thing we're gonna do, we're gonna once again play the NFL forehead guessing game. I'm gonna grab the headbands. We're gonna throw these on, put a player on our head, and see who can guess their player first.
Let's go.
NFL forehead guessing. We did this a while ago, right?
Yeah, we did.
I remember I was so close to
Please.
winning. I always suck at these too.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I'll take the green.
I just threw
Some names. Just slaughtered some names on the board.
several people across the room.
R.I.P.
Oh shit! I'm throwing them all over the place. Michael Parsons is on the floor.
Ew.
Run with me.
Let me flip these all upside down. They're all blind, mixing them up. We're gonna put this on. I hope you guys can win because I'm sick of me winning every time people accusing me of cheating. And really, what they need to know is you guys suck at this game.
Because you do be cheating.
Kenny beat me. You guys are.
Well, guess what?
Horse.
I let Kenny cheat that day.
Exactly.
So I'm drawing a name. Got mine. Here you go.
I can't see my name.
Am I facing this the right way?
Yes.
I can't see mine.
All right.
Okay, got this in my head. You're good. Well, upside down now. Nope, you're facing you now. Look the
you're
right way.
facing towards you.
There you go. You're way too low. And there we go. We all got our names on our heads. Here we go. I think there's 50 players in that bin now. 150 us to draw from.
And you memorized all 50.
I didn't even pick them.
That's funny.
You guys ready?
Yeah, let's do
Dom,
it.
you go first.
All right. Is my player on the offensive side of the ball?
He is an offensive player.
Yes, you are correct. Is my player black?
Your player is not black.
Yeah, oh shit. Okay.
This isn't the NBA. That's not an easy choice. That isn't
I
limited
know.
enough.
I know. Oh shit. Okay.
Is my player currently playing?
Yes.
Okay.
Is my player currently playing?
Your player is currently playing.
Is my player a Pro Bowler?
Yes, he
Yes.
is a Pro Bowler.
He's white and he's.
Is
a
my
Pro
player
Bowler.
a defensive player?
No.
No.
Okay. Offensive player.
Is my player currently in the NFC?
Currently, no.
No. Okay. Is my player on offense?
Your player is on offense.
White,
Offensive players all around.
Pro Bowler, and he's on offense.
Is my
Okay.
player a multi-time Pro Bowler?
Yes.
Okay.
Jamar Chase.
Not Jamar Chase.
Oh shit! He threw a dart.
He
shot in
caught
the
that bitch
dark. Damn.
Straight
Okay.
fucking airball.
Jesus Christ! Yeah.
Holy airball.
He had the wildest confidence.
Complete airball, not even close.
I had to take my shots early.
Okay, my player is white, Pro Bowler, and he's on offense too. Okay, is he a quarterback?
Your player is not a quarterback.
Damn.
Is my player a wide receiver?
It is. Is my player a quarterback?
Your player is a quarterback.
I should have specified on my question when it comes to is he a Pro Bowler, but I hope you guys knew that I meant like for this specific season. So, with that being said, is my
This
player,
man knows he's an AFC quarterback. We got to hurry up. Oh, it's getting spooky. We can't let him win for the first time. He's never won.
Hold on, man. Is this Lad McConkey?
That is not Lad McConkey.
Fuck.
I feel like
Shit.
I feel like I got to go fast. He has an AFC quarterback. There's only so many of those. I know I have a wide receiver. I know he's a multi-time Pro Bowler. Do I have a top 5 receiver in the league right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Shit.
Did my player make the playoffs last year?
No.
Okay.
Ooh, that makes it
Jeez.
harder. Thank God.
Okay.
I got a top 5 receiver. There's only 5 names. I know the top 5.
I know.
Fuck. Okay. I need to single this down as well, bro, because I'm far ahead from you guys. Is my player is he a receiver?
No.
Damn. Okay.
I know the
cool.
top 5 receivers. You also guessed Jamar Chase. You wouldn't have guessed that if you were looking at Jamar Chase here.
He's
So I
white.
really only have to think about between 4 receivers.
He's white.
Do I have AJ Brown?
Damn.
You know what's funny? I would have picked CD, but I had CD last time.
Damn.
Let's go.
I'm gonna take this guess. Joe Burrow.
That is Joe Burrow.
Yeah,
Yeah. You
that's
know who
Joe
I knew?
Burrow.
Why I guessed AJ Brown? Because I knew you undoubtedly would have said he's top 5 in an Eagles jersey.
Yeah.
I mean, he is, but like,
No, fair. I just
You know.
I knew that name was 100% in the group.
Yeah.
so
Damn, bruh. Who's my player? Let me one more guess. Is this guy? Is this Cooper Kupp?
It's Christian McCaffrey.
you
Oh,
actually
fuck.
sold the most
How?
because I think as soon as you say like white skill position player and he's like a Pro Bowler, it really is like, all right,
Yeah, you should have thought McCaffrey.
Yeah,
He wasn't a Pro Bowler last year though. So I was like,
but you should have been.
You
like,
didn't say it last year.
I know. That's why I was like,
Yeah.
I went back and I was like, damn, I wish I would have asked a more specific question.
One more round.
Damn, I did so.
all right,
I'm so glad you said Jamar Chase. I was really going to say Jamar Chase.
is this the right way?
Yeah.
Am I looking at it?
No. Well, it's like sideways.
Shit.
Well, I mean, you're holding it all stupid.
Okay,
There you go. I'm facing you?
Yeah,
Yep.
All right, we're good.
yeah.
Okay. Is my player a defensive player?
No,
It's never defense. Fuck.
Okay. Is my player 30 and above?
yes.
Yes, I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Is my player a quarterback?
Your player is a quarterback.
Yes.
Is my player a quarterback?
No.
I always have fucking receivers.
Is my player a quarterback?
Yes.
Hmm.
Is my player currently in the NFC?
He is. Is my player a receiver?
Yes.
Okay. See, I always have receivers.
Fuck. Okay. My guy's a quarterback. Oh shit! I could single this off immediately. Well, actually, no, I won't be able to single this off. Was my player in the playoffs last year?
No.
He was not.
Okay.
Oh, it's on me.
It is on you.
My bad. Is my player a top 10 quarterback?
I wouldn't say so. Not on my rankings.
Nah, he's not.
Your rankings are your rankings. I don't know. But for me, he's not.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say no, he's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe you think otherwise than me, but I don't think so.
What's your question?
Is my player in the NFC?
Yeah.
Okay. Did I ask my position already?
No.
No.
Damn. The fuck? Is he a quarterback?
He is. You already asked that.
What the fuck? You just fucked me.
You got to stay on top of it.
Okay, whatever, bro.
You got locked the fuck in, stupid.
All right. Now I'm really bringing a bell. Okay.
Yeah, that's what you get for last week
over
for giving me
30.
Jameis Winston to guess. Yeah.
Quarterback. All right,
Welcome
we
to
gonna
the
see.
show, buddy.
I'm pulling my bell in a second. Watch this.
Did my player make the playoffs last year?
Didn't
No.
make the playoffs last
He
year.
did not. Is my player a top 5 receiver?
Yes.
Okay.
My
Shit.
player always get elite receivers.
Okay. Didn't make the playoffs last year. Quarterback. Shot in the goddamn dark. I can't allow you to get another opportunity.
Yeah, because I mean,
Fuck, man.
there's only so many NFC receivers in top 5. I think there's 2.
Is this Dak Prescott?
Damn, that's Dak Prescott.
Are you dead ass right now?
That's Dak Prescott. You finally won. Is it Justin Jefferson?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is.
What I tell y'all? Belt, bend over now.
Damn.
That's crazy. All right, I'll take
You can't win like a normal
Wow,
guy.
man. I can't win because I don't be winning, bro. Wow.
You really don't be winning.
Dak.
Is this Brock Purdy?
It's Kyler Murray.
Hell no.
Ah,
Man, this means something to me, man.
I've gotten CD. I've gotten AJ Brown. I've gotten Justin Jefferson.
Why do you
twice.
always get the top percent?
I don't know. It makes it too easy.
Yeah.
Thank God you sniped me.
God, man.
There's so many non-elite receivers in here, and I always get top
Crayon
three.
Eaters, this is for you, man. Shout out to Dak. You ain't never did nothing right to me in your life.
And if you're
But damn,
still
you
here,
did me
comment
right
shout out
today.
Dak and shout out Mo for finally winning this game that he's never once won.
This is history, Dak.
We'll see you guys on Monday for our first recap of week 1. Every single Monday during the season, we will be doing a recap episode. So the show that you guys know and love will be split into 2 episodes instead of 1. They'll be a little bit shorter, but more content overall because I'm sure we have no self-restraint and they'll both be super long. Overall, every single day in the football season, you will be getting stuff from us.
I'm taking Dak home with me today.
Sure, you can have
He's
it.
coming home with me today.
He's all yours. You can tell them to bend over too.
Wait, what?
And we'll see y'all next week.